cost of living. If he can file a bill to change his street name, I hope he can file a bill to change the minimum wage and cost of living here in Utah.
Supporters of the petition say they plan to bring it before the Salt Lake City Council, even as the proposal itself moves forward at the state capitol. Live, Eric Cabrera, KSL News Radio.
Thanks, Eric. And see, Trevor Lee's proposal is just one of many state bills that would limit a city's control of its own community. Political insider and co-host of Inside Sources, Holly Richardson, says the state can override cities on a number of issues.
If you remember the conversations that have been occurring around affordable housing, the governor even suggested that the state legislature might do basically a statewide zoning ordinance that would override local ordinances. So it's like being a parent where you say, okay, you got to make your own choice, but you can't then go back and say, okay, never mind, I don't like your choice.
Holly says the Harvey Milk Boulevard problem comes in part because Salt Lake City is Democratic in a Republican state. KSL News Time 3:03, our top national story. Developing news, Minnesota is now suing the Trump administration, calling the ongoing immigration operation there a federal invasion. The lawsuit claims the Fed is breaking the law by sending federal agents there. This comes as 1,000 additional troops were deployed to Minneapolis, where protests continued over the weekend over the murder of Renee Good, shot by an ICE agent last week. Well, the market did okay today. The S&P 500 hit a new all-time high after the jarring news of an investigation into the Fed share. The Justice Department is investigating if Jerome Powell lied to Congress over the cost of renovations at Fed headquarters.
News of the investigation has so angered North Carolina Republican Tom Tillis that he's vowed to block any of the president's nominees to the Fed. That stance has been praised by fellow Senate Republican Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, who says if the Justice Department believes an investigation into the Fed chair is warranted based on cost overruns, then it's Congress that needs to investigate the department.
There's ABC's Stephen Portnoy in D.C. The president is frustrated that Powell won't lower interest rates as fast as the White House wants. Detectives have opened a 55-year-old cold case in Washington County. A woman found murdered in the Gunlock area of southern Utah in 1970 was buried in the Hurricane City Cemetery under a marker saying unknown. Authorities are preparing to exhume the woman's remains. They want to collect DNA evidence they believe could finally bring justice to Jane Doe.
Washington County Sheriff's Office is hopeful that their work in this cold case can end with identification of the woman, bringing closure to the family of the victim. And at this point, the investigation is very much in its infancy, and we have no further information at this time.
We'll update you as more details about this case become available. And KSL Sports, the Utah Jazz face Donovan Mitchell in Cleveland tonight. The Jazz, of course, coming off the worst loss in team history Saturday night. In case you didn't hear, they fell to the Hornets by 55. Tonight, though, Lauri Markkanen is back in the lineup. We're going to broadcast the game live from Cleveland, tip-off 5 p.m. right here on KSL News Radio. It's 3:05. Ricky Meese is here. Rush hour for a Monday, and it is good to be back.
Welcome back, Jeff. It's good to have you back.
We'll talk about what's been going on, but meantime, what is going on, Ricky?
You've been under the weather. So we are looking at kind of a quiet start to our afternoon drive. We do have some spots on the freeways where traffic is starting to build, but no real delays yet. A small accident northbound I-15 at the I-215 collector ramp, out of traffic on the shoulder. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
See, the other problem with being sick is my brain slowed down. There was this fog that I'm trying to just work my way out. I'll explain. Wait just a minute. My minute's on the way. Next.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today, 801-207-9900. That's 801-207-9900.
Annuities, non-advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at trajanwealth.com.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. I've been sick, and I've been in a brain fog, and to test myself in these moments, I try to speak in verse. It's just a way of sharpening your brain. So let me tell you my story, and hopefully this makes sense. I thought it was a bug. I sniffled with a shrug and went to bed on New Year's Eve. By morn, I hoped the bug would leave, but it worsened. I was cursing because my head was stuffed, my throat was sore. I couldn't even talk no more. So after a week of zero sleep, the cough kept getting worse and worse. My choice was call the doctor or maybe call a hearse. Could be the flu. Was it COVID too? The doc said we could test your spores, but then we'd have to charge you more. Besides, he said, you won't be dead. Rest your butt, mouth stays shut, and take a couple of prescription meds. Now, the cough's outrageous, but non-contagious, so today I'll start the brand new year. A little late, but glad I'm here in the chair and on the air, wondering what I might have missed while chugging cups of antihist. I mean, Maduro captured Minneapolis, shattered Greenland's in our sights, stock market jolts, Iran revolts. I'm only sick 11 nights. But the news comes fast, and though I'm gassed, I followed Venezuela. The news has left us breathless, but I have an inhaler, so I think I'm good enough to work as us squares off with them, the left, the right, the latest fight, but my war is with phlegm.
Jeff Caplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
True story. Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU Transfer Savings. Earn more. UCCU. Love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
Traffic is starting to build a little bit on southbound I-15 in Salt Lake County, mostly between the South Interchange through Draper. But it's not slowing down. It's still moving at a good pace, and that's from downtown all the way to the point of the mountain. Northbound I-15, there is an accident at the top of the ramp from I-215 southbound, but they are completely out of traffic on the shoulder, not going to slow you down at all. So you are all clear northbound I-15, Draper to downtown. A nice looking drive on the rest of your Salt Lake County freeways and on I-15 in Utah County. Eric?
No impediments to your drive. Northbound I-15 coming out of downtown, going through Davis and Weber counties. It's a 30-minute drive in total to go up to Ogden. If you're leaving South Ogden, southbound US 89, just a little bit of brake tapping at Harrison Boulevard. In fact, you got a little bit of northbound slowing at that same intersection. And then down the hill, just north of I-84, both directions a little bit slowed there as well. I'm Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Our strongest inversion event yet this winter is underway. Look for a high of 39 today, high pressure overhead, keeping it mostly sunny, but hazy as ever down at the valley floor. We'll go to 24 overnight, hazy. Tomorrow, more haze, 39 the high, partly cloudy with air quality into the orange. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
We're at 39 degrees in Salt Lake City, so the Fed chair is being investigated. Wall Street got the jitters. We're going to get into all of it coming up. Sorry about the voice. We're streaming live on the KSL News Radio app. It's Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. 12 minutes after 3 o'clock Monday afternoon.
I've seen better days. I've been a star of minute plays. I've seen better days. And the bottom drops out. I've seen better days. I've been a star of minute plays.
Utah, this is your shot. KSL and Ivory Homes are teaming up to send you to the big game in Santa Clara on February 8th. If you've ever dreamed of stepping onto football's biggest stage, the time to play is now. To qualify, just stop by any Ivory model home between now and January 31st. Walk through and ask about Ivory's super low rates, as low as 4.99% for a 30-year fixed. So get off the sidelines, visit an Ivory model home today, and enter for your chance to see the most incredible halftime show and the ultimate football experience. Start now at ivoryhomes.com/super. That's ivoryhomes.com/super.
This sweepstakes is open until January 31st, 2026 for residents of Utah who are at least 18. No purchase necessary. See the official rules at ivoryhomes.com/super.
Every January, Duke's Jewelers celebrates another year serving the Springville community. And this year, they're doing it in a big way. It's the anniversary sale. And for 3 days only, January 22nd through 24th, all jewelry in the store is 50% off. That's right, half off everything in the case. Diamonds, gold, colored gemstones, signature pieces, everyday favorites. If it sparkles, it's on sale. And that's not all. For those dreaming up something one of a kind, special orders, custom design projects, and all watches are 25% off. Duke's Jewelers is proud to be a fourth-generation family-run business, and this sale is the Duke's way of saying thank you for supporting local, choosing Main Street, and trusting Duke's Jewelers with your most meaningful moments. But don't wait. These savings last just 3 days, January 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Visit Duke's Jewelers on Main Street in Springville and shop the biggest sale of the entire year. Duke's Jewelers. Elevate every moment. Some exclusions apply.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
After the past couple of weeks, I'm really serious. Glad to be here. It's 3:15. The 3 things you need to know this hour first.
A Utah lawmaker wants to rename Harvey Milk Boulevard in Salt Lake City after Charlie Kirk, the political activist who was assassinated at Utah Valley University last fall. I'm KSL News Radio's Adam Smith.
Second, a Utah man from Springville has died after getting caught in an avalanche in Wyoming. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
We're now starting to see a little bit of traffic getting busy and slow. Southbound I-215's westbound approaching the 201 junction and southbound on I-15 near 7200 South in Midvale. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Strong west coast high pressure capping off the valleys. Look for inversion this week. I'm Matt Johnson.
39, hazy at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios now. Our top national stories.
From ABC News, I'm Lindsay Davis, anchor of Prime, streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. The Justice Department is facing backlash from both sides of the aisle over its new investigation into Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. In a video message, Powell says the investigation is over comments he made to Congress about efforts to renovate Fed buildings, but he also said the Trump administration is trying to pressure the Fed into lowering interest rates. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has how Wall Street responded today.
And the market reaction today, the Dow actually ended positive. A part of what's going on there is, yes, the president did say, or at least the White House press secretary did say that the Fed believes in the independence of the central bank. But part of what's going on there in the market reaction is the fact that we are hearing some responses, especially from some prominent Republicans in the Senate, that they disagree with this investigation by the Trump Justice Department.
Minnesota is moving to sue the Department of Homeland Security over its deployment of hundreds of federal immigration agents in recent weeks. It comes less than a week after the shooting death of Renee Good, who was shot and killed by an immigration officer in Minneapolis, sparking a nationwide protest over the weekend. Democratic Senator Mark Kelly has filed a lawsuit against Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth a week after Hegseth moved to censure the former fighter pilot. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has the details.
The lawsuit alleges the Pentagon has stepped on the First Amendment and violated the Constitution's speech or debate clause, which protects members of Congress. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth claims Mark Kelly took part in a, quote, reckless and seditious video urging troops to ignore illegal orders. He's indicated he'll move to reduce the senator's rank as a retired Navy captain and cut his pension. Attached to Kelly's filing are copies of his many citations, including the Defense Superior Service Medal, the Legion of Merit, the Distinguished Flying Cross, and multiple air medals.
The Iran human rights NGO now estimates 648 people have been killed in anti-government demonstrations as protesters clash with security forces. You're listening to ABC News.
Okay, so what's the deal with this investigation of Fed Chair Jerome Powell? I mean, you've been heard he's being investigated. The market had the jitters, but what's it all about? ABC News legal analyst Royal Oakes is joining us live. Royal, what is the Justice Department looking at and why?
Welcome back, Jeff. And we really don't know. It's very frustrating. Usually when you have disputes that are sort of combo political and legal stuff, you kind of know what is being said about somebody in terms of lying on your mortgage application. Here, all we know is that the DOJ has opened up a criminal investigation about what Powell said last June before Congress about a renovation project that's gone from under $2 billion to $2.5 billion. Now, that could be sneaky. That could be illegal. It could just be the typical cost overruns. We don't really know the nature of possible allegations against Jerome Powell.
We do know there was a back and forth with President Trump and Jerome Powell, the president, a builder, complaining about marble rooms and bathrooms and, penthouse views at the new Fed, not the new, but the renovated Fed headquarters, and that it was costing $2.5 billion. Jerome Powell said, yeah, cost overruns. We have inflation. Stuff costs more now. And maybe this started there.
It very likely did, but again, we don't really know the details. Now, when somebody talks about sort of a Taj Mahal deal, does that mean that Powell is guilty of approving stuff that costs ridiculous amounts? Is it possible he lied under oath? We have no idea. What we do know is there's a long-time feud between Trump and Powell. Trump wants the interest rates lower. It makes mortgages and car loans and credit cards cheaper. Everybody's happy. Trump thinks that Powell engineered such a reduction 2 months before the election against Kamala Harris to help her. So there's a lot of bad blood politically. You've got legal issues. You've got economic issues. It's all swirling around into a soup that we really don't understand at this point.
And we don't know really if he might have done anything wrong at this point.
That's the bottom line. And of course, he vehemently defended himself today. We may get more information if the DOJ says, okay, we've wrapped up our investigation. We're going to the grand jury seeking an indictment.
And when there's more information, we will reach back to you. Thanks for joining us, ABC News legal analyst, as always, Royal Oakes. It's 3:20. Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Transfer savings, earn more UCCU. Love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
Those first signs of traffic getting busy and slow, filling in southbound I-15 between 53rd to just past 7200 South. After that, you are right back to the posted limit through the rest of Salt Lake County and through Utah County. A delay-free drive northbound I-15, that's between Salt Lake City and Provo. However, we have a small accident out of traffic on the shoulder at the I-215 junction at the south interchange. Again, over to the right. If you're headed southbound, I-215's west belt, a little bit of busy traffic approaching the 201 junction, but the 21st South Freeway itself seeing good speeds westbound between I-15 and Bangerter. Just a little busy as you're approaching 5600 West. Eric?
Just a touch of brake tapping going on the 215 westbound southbound right before 201. It's a little bit thicker, though, for eastbound I-80 traffic trying to go south near the airport to go south on the west belt. And you've got good movement right now on I-15, Legacy Parkway, US 89, West Davis Highway, all of those going through Davis County, heading up towards the Hill Air Force Base area. Are you on the hunt for that next big hunt? Then head to huntexpo.com and you'll find it. Western Hunting and Conservation Expo, February 12th through 15th at the Salt Palace Convention Center. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful, and the air is thick with disappointment because two Eagles fans are sitting in a studio right now. Devin Mishuli, should we talk about the weather instead?
Yeah, I would rather, because we have, I know, opinions, and we could go on, and nothing's going to change what happened yesterday.
And nobody will hear the weather, so let's go to that.
Honestly, I don't know which is better, because the weather, as we know, is just, it's stubborn. It's stuck in this inversion. We'll have morning lows in the mid-20s the next few mornings, and then afternoon highs will be near 40 degrees. The air is going to look yucky. We'll have some high-level clouds above the haze tomorrow, and given that we have this inversion in place, it's likely that the next several mornings we'll begin to see some morning fog as well. So that can create, some reduced visibility for your morning commute. As we head into Friday, temperatures look to warm slightly into the low 40s, and then we'll be in the low to mid 40s over the weekend. So if anything, a very gradual warm up for us here stuck in the inversion, but everywhere outside of us that is not an inversion, they will see more of a steeper warm-up.
So when we talk about tomorrow night, haze and some fog possible, right? Are we talking about when you wake up in the morning, you can't see 2 feet in front of you and driving becomes this giant hazard? One of those?
I think it can be dense as like that, especially areas closest to the Great Salt Lake.
So that's tomorrow night into Wednesday morning.
It could be the next several mornings. It might not develop overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, but it's definitely something that will have increasing probability as we head through the week.
All right, Devin, we appreciate the heads up. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
39 degrees in Salt Lake City. KSL News Time 3:23.
Everybody loves the season of giving, but now the season of paying for it is upon us. That not so wonderful time of the year when millions of Americans open their credit card statements, stare in horror at the balance, and resolve then and there to find new ways to save money. If you're among those Americans, why not start by cutting your wireless bill in half right now with Pure Talk's Saver Plan? It's easy. You'll get unlimited talk, text, and 3 gigs of high-speed data on a super-fast, nationwide 5G network for just $20 a month. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Ho, ho, ho! And if you're active or former military or a first responder, you'll save an additional 20% every single month. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe for the gift that keeps on saving from America's wireless company. Pure Talk.
Sign up for KSL Text Alerts. Get breaking news and traffic updates by texting the word news to 57500. Want access to exclusive contests? Text contest to 57500. Jazz fans, text the word jazz for breaking jazz updates. And Cougar fans, text BYU to 57500 for the latest on the Cougars. Message and data rates may apply.
Utah is one of the best places to live, work, and raise a family. But for many Utahns, the dream of owning a home is slipping away. Home prices have risen faster than incomes, and families are spending nearly 2/3 of what they earn just to keep a roof overhead. From young graduates to grandparents, everyone is feeling the squeeze. Utah needs more homes, the right kinds of homes, so families can stay close and our communities can thrive. That's why Utah Workforce Housing Advocacy created Demand More Supply, a statewide effort helping Utahns understand the issue and take action in their own communities. Because when we work together, we can make housing affordable again for today's families and for future generations. Let's make the dream of owning a home a reality again. Learn more and add your voice at demandmoresupply.com. Demandmoresupply.com. That's demandmoresupply.com.
We're watching Utah's money on Wall Street. It was looking a bit shaky this morning, but by day's end, the Dow is up 86 points, closing at 49,590. The S&P up 11 points, and the Nasdaq gained 63.
Between all the holiday parties,
weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers,
we've been overindulging a little more than usual over the holidays. But now, we are starting the new year off on a healthier note by taking Active Liver supplements from New Nordic every day.
Active Liver contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract, All natural ingredients that help protect the liver so that it can protect you from toxins. It's like giving my body a daily detox. I've never felt better and my energy is through the roof.
And my doctor is already impressed with how much better my numbers are looking. So if better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today and start the year off knowing you're giving your liver some well-deserved relief.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com. Or pick some up today at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery. Are now available at Wegmans. New year, new you, new Nordic.
This week's movie show is brought to you by Sound Sleep. Get a free sleep screening and free sleep consultation by tuning in Friday morning. Sound Sleep with 7 locations in Utah.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Andrew Saul, Commissioner of Social Security. Beware of telephone scammers pretending to be government employees. Real Social Security employees will never threaten you. Callers threatening you with arrest or other legal action and demanding money are not from us. If you receive a call like this, hang up, do not provide them with any form of payment or information. Report the call at oig.ssa.gov.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Supercharge your savings at UCCU.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
Heavy and slow traffic southbound I-15 in Salt Lake County between Murray at 5300 South to just past 7200 South, but right back to good speeds on I-15 both directions between 90th South and Provo, westbound on the 21st South Freeway. Traffic getting a little busy and slow as you're approaching Magna, but it's clear westbound from I-15 all the way to Mountain View. Eric?
You got a couple of crashes over on Redwood Road, one southbound near 104 South. This is blocking a left lane. And then you've got one northbound that's just past the I-215 West Belt as it goes between I-15 and Legacy Parkway. Again, that is northbound as you head into Davis County. Your ultimate destination for the hottest new cars and trucks, off-road vehicles, and exotics and more is at the Utah Auto Expo, the 16th through 19th at Mountain America Expo Center. Tickets at autoshowutah.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
High pressure in January does spell inversion. Look for a high of 39 today, mostly sunny skies and hazy. Overnight, haze, 24 the low. We'll bounce back to 39 tomorrow, partly cloudy with moderate to unhealthy for sensitive groups type air. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
You're listening to Jeff Caplan's Afternoon News
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM
and 1160 AM.
Hello there. It's 3:30 at KSL. Jeff Caplan here. 39 in Salt Lake City, KSL's top story. The Utah County Attorney's Office is fighting back against claims from Tyler Robinson's defense team that they should be removed from the Charlie Kirk murder case. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson explains.
The defense filed a motion last month saying the Utah County Attorney's Office should be disqualified from prosecuting the case because one of the prosecutor's adult children is a student at Utah Valley University and was present the day Charlie Kirk was murdered. They say that's a conflict of interest. But now the Utah County Attorney's Office is firing back, saying that's irrelevant. In a sealed filing from last week that's now been unsealed, they say the adult child was there but didn't see Kirk get shot, so they won't be a witness because they're unnecessary to the case. case. They're also pushing back on the claim that a father can't prosecute a case when the situation caused their family a lot of emotional distress, saying their family didn't have any lasting trauma from it, especially because the child never actually saw anything. The judge is likely to consider this motion when Robinson is back in court on Friday. Heather Peterson, KSL News Radio.
Of course, the Charlie Kirk murder at UVU. Meantime, the University of Utah is updating its public safety guidelines following increased concerns over campus safety driven by the Kirk murder. These changes include better campus alert systems and new video training for emergency scenarios.
I still have some concerns. I mean, any training is good. Unfortunately, I looked through this public safety framework this morning, and it's basically videos that you watch. I don't think that kind of training is highly effective.
But that will be the training at the University of Utah. Former FBI agent Greg Rogers there, he says that upgrading the campus alert systems will be valuable, but practical, hands-on training is more effective than video. A grandmother in Sandy is now in stable condition after she was repeatedly stabbed in her home over the weekend, allegedly by her own grandson.
Police say they found a 54-year-old woman with 8 to 10 stab wounds in her chest and arm after being called to an apartment in Sandy on Sunday. Police say that witnesses saw Andrew Gutierrez, the woman's grandson, fleeing the location with a knife in hand. He was later arrested near 9000 South and State Street and is being investigated for aggravated assault and domestic violence. Documents say Gutierrez was recently released from the Utah State Hospital for mental-related reasons. Following the stabbing, the victim was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, but police say that she's now stable following surgery. Reagan Edelman, KSL News Radio.
A Utah man has died after he was caught in an avalanche in Wyoming over the weekend. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office says Nicholas Bringhurst of Springville was out snowmobiling yesterday when he was caught in the avalanche. A friend found an unburied Bringhurst, gave him CPR, but he didn't survive. KSL News Time 3:33. Our top national story, Minnesota is now challenging the Trump administration's immigration crackdown in court.
We asked the courts to end the DHS unlawful behavior in our state. The intimidation, the threats, the violence. We asked the courts to end the tactics on our places of worship, our schools, our courts, our marketplaces.
Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison there. The Trump administration is currently trying to deploy 1,000 more agents to Minneapolis. Anti-government demonstrations continue in Iran, but with a total internet blackout, so it's hard to tell exactly what's happening there. ABC's Marcus Moore has details on what we know.
Information is only trickling out right now out of Iran as that communications blackout is still in place. But Iran's foreign minister is quoted as saying that the information blackout will be lifted, but didn't say when. And he also said that the situation in Iran is, quote, under control. Pro-regime demonstrations are expected today in Iran. And what we've heard from contacts in the country is that the streets there have been largely deserted recently.
After President Trump threatened to drop bombs on government buildings in Iran, that country announced today it is ready for war. Utah could suffer more wildfires over the next few decades. It's a scary prediction out of USU.
New research from Utah State University shows the acreage of land burned by fire could increase by 60%. Wildland Resource Professor Jim Lutz says they started this project to get better data on fires in Utah and using climate data that's easy to keep track of.
This research is showing that risk is not going to go away. Risk is going to increase at a slow rate. So if people know about the risks, they can take action for their families and their property.
Lutz says recent bills addressing home insurance are a good start, but it's important for the state to stay up to date in wildfire training. Brianna Willis, KSL News Radio.
The First Presidency of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has announced the location for the Spanish Fork, Utah Temple. It'll be at the corner of 100 South and 2550 East in Spanish Fork. The church newsroom reports this will be a multi-story temple. It'll be about 80,000 square feet. KSL News Time 3:36. Let's get you going. We have first look traffic. So, Ricky, What's happening on a Monday afternoon?
A report of an accident being cleared at 2100 East, 1100 South. An emergency crews on the scene of a crash in South Jordan. Southbound Redwood Road approaching 104th South, blocking left lanes in both directions. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
So, Ricky, do I sound okay, or is it just sound sickly and horrible?
You sound like you have a cold.
I'm just wondering, should I go home or should I stay?
No,
Okay.
stay here. We're going to go home early tonight anyway.
Right, we have the basketball game at 5 o'clock. So I had the flu. My wife had the flu. So whose do you think was worse? Stay here.
Hi, this is Derek Overstreet, president of the New Millennium Group and co-host of Stop Working, Start Living with KSL News Radio. Can you imagine what your life would be like if you could retire 3 to 5 years earlier than you thought possible? The things you could do, the loved ones you could spend time with, the memories that you could create. That's what our team at the New Millennium Group does. We'll walk you through the entire process every step of the way. If you'd like to get a copy of the 5-step proprietary plan that will help you retire 3 to 5 years sooner than you thought possible, give us a shout right now. 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370 or utahsfinancialplanner.com. Listen, most of our listeners right now have a tax problem, not a money problem. There's not enough money in Social Security Medicare as it is. Let us show you how you can significantly reduce your taxes. That's 888-999-6370. 888-999-6370 or utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Hi, this is Doug Wright. You've heard me talk now for years about the Connecticut soft water system that we have in our home. As we head into the colder weather, if you're dealing with dry and itchy skin, do you notice your skin is cracking? It's uncomfortable and the lotion doesn't seem to give you the relief you need? Hard water may be a hidden contributor to that pain and discomfort of dry, itchy skin. I've got Monty here from Connecticut Quality Water Systems of Salt Lake, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer and an expert in overcoming challenges with hard water here in Utah.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. When you shower in hard water, the minerals don't rinse away completely, forming a film in your skin, leaving you feeling tight, dry, and constantly itching.
So the hard water minerals are essentially leaving a sticky residue on my body and even in my hair?
Exactly. Connecticut removes the minerals before they touch your skin, leaving you feeling silky, smooth, and comfortable.
Do what I did and stop buying expensive lotions and start treating the source of the problem. Find out how soft your water could be at softwaterutah.com.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. One of my coworkers caught a cold last week. As her voice briefly became frail, she persevered, she powered through it, didn't miss a minute of work. Then I got a cold, and I quickly texted my boss, not coming in tomorrow, sick. The difference is I had a man cold, a sickening rendezvous of mucus and my nostrils that left me gasping for air, crying for mercy, praying for my very soul.
He's got the fever. Oh, he's got the fever.
I felt so run down I could barely focus. It was so unnerving my stomach got upset and I was crying for mama. Women, stop rolling your eyes. I know, I've seen the research, said a man cold is baloney.
Even after adjustment for other variables, men were significantly more likely to overrate, that's in quotes, their symptoms in comparison with the clinical observer than were women.
But there are also studies that show a man cold can be worse than a mom cold. The National Institute of Infectious Disease says there's strong evidence that men have weaker immune systems. Women, strong like bull. Men are weak and pathetic in the face of illness. No joke. At the beginning of the pandemic, far more men ended up in the hospital. When a woman gets sick, Johns Hopkins Medical School says their immune system pushes the pedal to the floor and releases more inflammatory proteins that prompt healing. In men, the immune system acts the same way I do when I'm watching the game and my wife asks me to take out the garbage. In a minute, honey.
He's got the fever. Oh, he's got the
But please know, women typically report more severe symptoms when they get a cold. This is because their bodies are fighting harder against the infection, the fever, the congestion, being overtired. All are because women are fighting the good fight against the virus while men are whining, I don't feel good. This is why the Urban Dictionary defines a man cold as, quote, more painful than childbirth. You can roll your eyes now.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Keep them on the road. We have traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Transfer savings, earn more. UCC, you love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
The southbound drive of I-15 in Salt Lake County, we are starting to see traffic building, approaching the I-80 201 junction, but it's been heavy and slow Murray through Midvale between 5300 to just past 7200 south. After that, you're looking pretty good into Draper. Northbound I-15, all clear from Draper to downtown, westbound on the 21st South Freeway. Traffic a little busy approaching the West Belt and again in Magna. I-15 at the point of the mountain, seeing traffic that's a little busy southbound, but then after that, you're looking good from Temp Highway all the way through Provo, and it's been a clear and easy drive on the northbound side of I-15 in Utah County. Eric?
In North Salt Lake on Redwood Road, we got a crash over at Center Street, and we've actually got emergency vehicles on both directions, the right shoulder in both cases. So if you're in that area, just be clear of whatever's going on as far as cleanup is concerned. And also on Redwood Road in South Jordan, you got a southbound crash blocking off a left lane. This is approaching 104th South. If you're northbound out of downtown, touch of brake tapping in the Beck Street area, and then starting in North Salt Lake, this is on I-15. Everything looks good from there up to Hill Air Force Base and Ogden. Bear Lakes Winterfest is January 30th through 31st. Race the epic Monster 5K, brave the costumed monster plunge, and cheer on the cardboard boat regatta. Discover more winter fun and book your weekend at bearlake.org. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Air quality remains top of mind as we head into this week. Mostly sunny skies today with hazy conditions at the valley floor, high of only 39. Overnight, 24 degrees. We'll go to partly cloudy skies tomorrow with a high of 39, but air quality continues to dip off into the orange. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
And right now in Salt Lake City, we're at 39 degrees. Common law marriage may be going away. But was it even there in the first place? Stay with us. It's coming up. We're streaming live on the KSL News Radio app. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
You just slip out the back, Jack. Make a new plan, Stan. You don't need to be coy, Roy. Just get yourself free. Or hop on the bus, Gus. You don't need to discuss much.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
I'm Jordan Wilcox, your Utah tax attorney. When life gets overwhelming, some things tend to fall by the side.
I'm Carlos Sanchez from Draper, Utah. I was managing a business, helping out a business, doing paperwork and getting paid, and my wife got sick. We filed taxes, but then we got audited. And when I went and talked to the IRS, they didn't give me any choice. The IRS pretty much said, this is what you owe us, when are you gonna pay us? And we're talking quite a bit. But every time I drive, I listen to the radio. Jordan Wilcox, Jordan Wilcox. So I figure there's a reason these guys on the radio. So I called them.
Put an end to IRS collection and aggression today.
The amount that the IRS came up with, close to $250,000, and the offer and compromise was about $7,600. That's it.
This is Utah tax attorney Jordan Wilcox. Let's solve your IRS nightmare. Visit endtaxworry.com.
Go for it. The outcome, it was worth it. I'm okay.
endtaxworry.com.
KSL News Time 345. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
The Utah County Attorney's Office is now pushing back against the claims they should be disqualified from the Charlie Kirk murder case. They say even though one of their prosecutor's children was at UVU the day of the shooting, it doesn't impact the case. I'm KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson.
Second, a viral video from a Salt Lake City business owner is fueling pushback against a state proposal to rename Harvey Milk Boulevard for Charlie Kirk. Supporters are planning to bring their petition to City Council. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
A little bit of busy and slower traffic northbound I-15 in Davis County approaching Highway 89's split in Farmington and again up by Far West. But the bigger slowdowns are southbound I-15 going from Murray towards Sandy. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Air quality continues to decline, but temperatures not far from normal. I'm Matt Johnson.
39 with haze at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios now. Our top national stories.
ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky. Wall Street ended the day in the green. It comes after a tumultuous morning, driven by Fed Chair Jerome Powell revealing he's at the center of a criminal probe from the Justice Department. The state of Minnesota, alongside the cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, is suing the Department of Homeland Security and the Trump administration in a bid to block the ongoing surge of federal immigration agents to the state. It comes less than a week after Renee Good was shot and killed by an ICE agent last Wednesday in Minneapolis, sparking nationwide protests. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison.
The deployment of thousands of armed, mass DHS agents to Minnesota has done our state serious harm. This is, in essence, a federal invasion of the Twin Cities and Minnesota, and it must stop.
The state of Illinois and the city of Chicago have also now sued DHS and the Trump administration. The death toll in Iran has now risen to 650 amid anti-government protests. This is ABC News.
KSL News Time 347. So there's a new proposal to do away with what people think of as common law marriage. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson with the story.
Utah doesn't legally have common law marriages, but currently there's a way to have a court-recognized union that's not actually getting married. It's a way to legitimize a long-term relationship in case of splitting up assets in a breakup or if someone passes away.
They have this incentive to try to prove, well, we weren't married for 12 years, but we were together for 12 years. So it does create some ambiguity and some uncertainty into a divorce proceeding. And often you'll have to go to trial to get that resolved.
State Senator Todd Weiler told Inside Sources he wants to do away with that, so the only way to be recognized as married is to officially get married. The bill he's putting forth proposes that unless a couple gets their official court or administrative marriage paperwork before May 6th, the marriage is invalid. Heather Peterson, KSL News Radio.
Several Wyoming liquor stores are letting people know that if you've been banned from buying alcohol in Utah, they're not going to sell you alcohol on the other side of the border. No. KSL News Radio's Randall Jepson with more.
Utah's law now says if you get an extreme DUI conviction for driving with the blood content of 0.16 or higher, the words "no alcohol sale," they'll be printed right on your license. The Cowboy State Daily spoke with several liquor stores in Wyoming near the Utah border. They all said they plan to enforce that ban, even though they legally don't have to.
The liquor stores told the paper they'll enforce Utah's law because they don't want to do anything to put their liquor licenses in jeopardy. Families of the University of Idaho murder victims are suing Washington State University. That's where their killer, Brian Kohberger, got his Ph.D. The lawsuit claims the school didn't do enough to stop his disturbing behavior that led to the murders.
The victims' families have now filed a lawsuit against a different school. They are suing Washington State University. It's where Kohberger was once a PhD student and a teaching assistant, and they say there were several warning signs about his behavior, that he was accused of stalking students and other women, and that they alleged school administrators failed to take meaningful action to stop him. They claim that alleged inaction contributed to the deaths of these 4 students.
ABC's Trevor Ault there. Kohberger is serving life with no possibility of parole. KSL News Time 349. It's time for traffic and weather together. We're brought to you by UCCU. Supercharge your savings at UCCU.com. Ricky, what's the latest?
The drive on I-15 in Salt Lake County seeing its usual slowing going southbound between Murray and Midvale, 5300 to just past 7200 south. Another busy spot passing Bangerter Highway in Draper. All cleared northbound I-15. If you're westbound on the 21st South Freeway, it's a little busy by the West Belt. Your speeds may dip for a bit, but no real solid delays. And if you're going to be traveling the east side freeways of I-215 and I-80, you're good to go. All clear on I-15 in Utah County. Eric?
The Redwood Road crash South Jordan, southbound approaching 104 South, has been cleared, but it's still there on Redwood Road in North Salt Lake. This is at Center Street. You got emergency vehicles on the right shoulder in both directions at that intersection. Northbound 15, just a touch of slowing going through Farmington, brake tapping really, and then you're right back up to a normal pace as you head into Kaysville and Layton. Southbound on US 89 at Harrison Boulevard, got some slowdowns there before you start the descent to go down to I-84. Home ownership is slipping away in Utah, and young Utahns are being priced out of their own communities. Learn more about Utah's housing shortage and what we can do to begin to fix it at demandmoresupply.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast. I got haze dialed up today with a high of 39, mostly sunny skies. High pressure continues to dominate the west on Tuesday, partly cloudy, hazy, and 39. We continue to see air quality decline on Wednesday, 39. Your haze is in there on Thursday, 40 degrees. Into Friday, there is a slight chance that an upper level low to our east could help to send enough wind to mix things out. 41 the high there. We'll go to 43 on Saturday. Sunday, 43, mostly sunny. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. 39 degrees. I've been suffering through withdrawal. I got the flu on New Year's Eve, so for 12 days, I didn't hear a single bumper. Nobody spoke up and said to me,
Jeff Caplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
Get enough of you, baby. I can't get enough of you, baby. Yes, it's true. Baby, yes, it's true. Whenever we kiss, I get a feeling like this. I get a wishing that there were two of you.
We'll check Wall Street in just a moment. Stay here. So many of us make resolutions and then give up by the end of January. If you really, really want to lose weight for the new year, I speak from experience, you need to get on the Salt Lake City fat loss diet. I did, and lost 32 pounds. The belly fat melted away. It gave me more energy. My blood pressure is down. SLC Fat Loss is a healthy diet. It boosts your metabolism so you lose weight fast. A lot of clients drop a pound a day. You don't have to work out. There are no injections, so you don't have to deal with the crazy side effects. With SLC Fat Loss, you don't get locked into buying expensive meals or shakes. It's just eating healthy foods. And their coaches on the SLC Fat Loss app will answer all your questions, and they'll help you reach your goal fast. I had tremendous success. You should go to SLC Fat Loss right now. Set up a virtual consultation with a live human who's been on the diet. It'll be worth it. Go to slcfatloss.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Refresh your bathroom with big savings at Lowe's. Reimagine your bathroom with up to 40% off select faucets during our Bath Savings event. Need it today? Order by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Shop for your bathroom refresh at Lowe's. We help, you save. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Same-day delivery on eligible in-stock items, subject to availability. Fees vary. Visit Lowes.com/same-day delivery for full terms.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 2/22/26, new customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
We're watching Utah's Money. Mark Zuckerberg loved the metaverse so much, he renamed Facebook. I mean, it's Meta. But look, Zuck is giving it up. Meta just announced the layoff of 10% of the metaverse employees. Instead of virtual reality, they're going to spend that money on AI. The stock market seems to have shrugged off the investigation into Fed Chair Jerome Powell. The S&P was up 11 points. The Dow gained 86. The NASDAQ was up 63. KSL News Time 3:56. Cougar Tracks brought to you by Advanced Window Products. High-quality, affordable replacement windows. Jimmer approved. Check out their Window Mania. Here's BYU insider Mitch Harper.
For the first time since 2021, BYU basketball earned a victory at the Huntsman Center. The Cougars defeated rival Utah 89-84 over the weekend, extending BYU's current win streak to 12 games. Senior Richie Saunders led the way for BYU with 24 points and 14 rebounds. BYU head coach Kevin Young made it a point of emphasis to his team to get Richie his first career win at the Huntsman Center.
Richie's will to win is just like nothing I've ever been around. We and he all wanted to get a win for him here his senior year. You know, he's possessed, man, in a good way. He just wasn't going to lose.
BYU improves to 15-1 overall this season and 3-0 in Big 12 play. Next up for the Cougars is a late-night game on Wednesday against TCU. Tip-off against the Horned Frogs is at 9 p.m. right here on KSL. With Cougar Tracks, I'm Mitch Harper on your legacy home of the BYU Cougars. KSL News Radio.
What's up, Utah? This is Jimmer Fredette. You know, back in the day, Jimmer Mania was all about making big shots. Now it's time for Window Mania. Get $2,500 off when you buy 10 windows or more from Advanced Window Products. Call them today at 801-850-9100. If your old drafty windows are a turnover, costing you money every month, it's time for a game changer. These guys are the home team. They're a local, family-owned company that manufactures their windows right here in Salt Lake City. They're built by Utah for our crazy Utah climate. When you buy from Advanced Window Products, you're buying factory direct. No middleman. That's how you score a winning deal. Their windows are tough on defense, blocking out the heat and the cold, which saves you serious money on your energy bills. And here's the slam dunk. Their lifetime warranty, which even covers accidental glass breakage, that's peace of mind you can't get from the other guys. Get in on Window Mania and tell them Jimmer sent you. Call 801-850-9100 or advancedwindows.com.
People think saving money is hard, but really, it's easy. It's as simple as changing a few spending habits. For free tips on how to save the easy way, check out feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes, brought to you by UCCU. Supercharge your savings at uccu.com. Ricky, what you got?
A small accident westbound on the 21st South Freeway near I-215's West Belt. A tow truck is there, but this crash is on one side, the tow truck on the other, causing a little bit of delay also. Traffic getting busy and slow in spots southbound I-15 between 53rd South into Sandy. Eric?
Crash over on Mountain View Corridor at 3500 South in West Valley City. This is primarily affecting southbound traffic on Mountain View and eastbound traffic on 3500 South. So plan on some extra time getting through that intersection. You also got southbound slowing Bangerter Highway approaching the 201. Performance Automotive in Bountiful, endless possibilities with 3 locations: Performance Ford Lincoln, Performance Honda, and Performance Toyota, where excellence is standard. Start your search at performancebountiful.com. I'm Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
The forecast down to 24 degrees overnight. For tomorrow, some clouds, some smog. We're expecting a high of around 38, just about where we are now. Haze and fog possible tomorrow night and in the morning. The haze hangs around all through the work week.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good afternoon, 4 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Jeff Caplan. We're at 39 in Salt Lake City, KSL's top story. A Utah lawmaker wants to rename a Salt Lake City street that honors a legendary gay politician and name it after Charlie Kirk. KSL News Radio's Adam Small has the story.
Representative Trevor Lees introduced a bill to remove Harvey Milk's name from 900 South and turn it into Charlie Kirk Boulevard.
It's extremely sad that it happened to be here in our state on one of our campuses that he was assassinated. And not a better way to memorialize him than name a street after him in our state.
Lee told me he has a few reasons why he wants to do this.
It's something that's already been changed in the past. And I thought, what a better way to do it from someone who has zero ties to Utah, who I believe was actually a bad person, to Charlie Kirk. And we can change what I think is an embarrassment from Harvey Milk Boulevard to someone who was a really good person in Charlie Kirk.
Lee also called 900 South the heart of Salt Lake City and that Kirk's name deserves to be seen on a prominent road. If the bill's signed and passed into law, it's currently set to take effect in early May. Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
This proposal has garnered a strong response from local business owners and city leaders. KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera spoke with people along 9th South who say this debate is hitting too close to home. Eric?
Jeff, this started with a video that popped up on my Instagram feed. A reel from a local business owner asking people to sign a petition to preserve Harvey Milk Boulevard quickly took off, racking up more than 10,000 likes and shares and nearly just as many comments in just a few days. That owner is Maddie Nilsson, who runs Salt Lake Pottery Studio and the Art Cafe on 9th South. She says speaking out didn't come easily, but staying silent felt worse.
I still, in my gut, have that feeling of feeling scared that I spoke out. But I would much rather sit here today knowing that I am speaking up for what I feel is right than sitting in silence.
Salt Lake City Council member Ava Lopez Chavez says the debate highlights misplaced priorities, calling on Representative Trevor Lee to focus on rising costs instead.
We want Representative Lee to do his job. He doesn't need to come into Salt Lake to make a point. If he's interested in serving the residents of Salt Lake City, then I hope he files a bill to change those minimum wages and to improve the quality of lives of Utahns everywhere.
Supporters of the petition say they plan to take their concerns to the Salt Lake City Council while the proposal itself continues moving through the legislature. Live, Eric Cabrera, KSL News Radio.
The Salt Lake City Mayor's office says they oppose this Charlie Kirk bill and they see it as an attack on local control. KSL political insider and the co-host of Inside Sources, Holly Richardson, says Mayor Mendenhall has tried to work alongside state lawmakers.
There was pushback on how she was handling homelessness in the city, on policing, right? And so she has a new police chief, and they really, I think, keep doing a good job of trying to walk this balance of, look, we're city leaders and we should have the ability to do these things. We're also part of a state and we want to work with our state leaders.
Holly tells Midday that the state can override city control over things like roads and zoning. A homeless man is being charged with making terrorist threats after police say he pounded on the door of an Ogden synagogue and told an employee he was going to kill everyone there. 60-year-old Johnny Gallegos was arrested and pleaded not guilty in court today. He's being held without bail. This incident follows the arrest of a different Ogden man who police say made online threats last month against the same synagogue and was later found with several homemade bombs. KSL News Time 4:04. Our top national story, the Dow ended up today. And the S&P 500 hit a new record high. This despite the news this morning that the DOJ is investigating Fed Chair Jerome Powell over the costly renovation at Fed headquarters.
The White House said Monday that President Trump did not direct the Justice Department to open an investigation into Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt was asked if she could reassure Americans that the president's longstanding criticism of Powell had nothing to do with the investigation. She said,
"The president has every right to criticize the Fed chair. He has a First Amendment right, just like all of you do. And one thing for sure, the president's made it quite clear, is Jerome Powell is bad at his job."
Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
KSL News Time 4:04. For decades, the EPA has calculated the health benefits of reducing air pollution. But not anymore under President Trump. The EPA plans to stop tallying up the gains from reducing ozone and particulates. This change could make it easier to get rid of federal limits on coal plants and oil refineries. The Department of Natural Resources is looking for a driver suspected of purposely hitting a deer. Happened back on New Year's Eve in Rich County. Evidence shows the driver veering out of the lane toward the deer. Anyone with information is encouraged to reach out. KSL News Time 4:05. Can you believe that, Ricky?
I know,
Who
that was
would
sad.
do that?
I know. Pretty sad, though. And hopefully they were just under the influence New Year's Eve and wouldn't do it under a normal situation.
Okay, let's find out about the law-abiding drivers.
Well, the law-abiding drivers are dealing with delays due to a crash in West Valley at the intersection of Mountain View and 3500 South. And then an accident northbound I-15 as you're approaching Warm Springs Road. It's off to the left but causing delays. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Yeah, I'm sorry about my voice. I have been walloped by the flu. I'm trying to jump back into it, but I'll explain in just a moment. My minute's on the way. Next.
Here's a tale of Tina searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Till Good RX wrote in, hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
I'd put it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
If the power goes out in the middle of winter, do you have a way to stay warm? If not, you need the Vesta off-grid space heater from My Patriot Supply. It's compact, safe to use indoors, and best of all, it doesn't need electricity. Right now, you can get a free Vesta and other bonus gifts when you order the Winter Survival Kit from My Patriot Supply. Just go to mypatriotsupply.com to see everything included. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
Hi, it's Julie. January is normally a winter wonderland in Logan, but instead we're wondering about winter altogether. Ugh, this weather. It's easy to get stuck in a rut this time of year, so get in your car and escape to Logan for a refreshing change of pace. Get a hotel, swim in the pool, and check out great restaurants that are new to you. Catch Aggie basketball, gymnastics, or hockey, and especially Aggie ice cream. Bull Tracks is my personal favorite in case you were wondering. Take in a live performance or see a classic flick at the Utah Theater. Throw hatchets, go bowling, or ice skate outdoors. Ski the Bee, then check out their new lodge, or rent snowmobiles in Logan Canyon. Enjoy a sleigh ride through a giant herd of elk. I don't really know if you should pack winter boots or galoshes and an umbrella, but either way, your Logan stay will be packed with fun, great food, and beautiful scenery. Just get here. Check out explorelogan.com/winter, explorelogan.com/winter, explorelogan.com/winter.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. I've been sick, and I've been in a brain fog, and to test myself in these moments, I try to speak in verse. It's just a way of sharpening your brain. So let me tell you my story, and hopefully this makes sense. I thought it was a bug. I sniffled with a shrug and went to bed on New Year's Eve. By morn, I hoped the bug would leave, but it worsened. I was cursing because my head was stuffed, my throat was sore. I couldn't even talk no more. So after a week of zero sleep, the cough kept getting worse and worse. My choice was call the doctor or maybe call a hearse. Could be the flu. Was it COVID too? The doc said we could test your spores, but then we'd have to charge you more. Besides, he said, you won't be dead. Rest your butt, mouth stays shut, and take a couple of prescription meds. Now, the cough's outrageous, but non-contagious, so today I'll start the brand new year. A little late, but glad I'm here in the chair and on the air, wondering what I might have missed while chugging cups of antihist. I mean, Maduro captured, Minneapolis shattered, Greenland's in our sights, stock market jolts, Iran revolts. I'm only sick 11 nights. But the news comes fast, and though I'm gassed, I followed Venezuela. The news has left us breathless, but I have an inhaler, so I think I'm good enough to work as us squares off with them, the left, the right, the latest fight, but my war is with phlegm.
Jeff Caplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Transfer savings, earn more. UCCU, love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
You do have slowdown southbound I-15 going from Murray to 90th South in Sandy, so approaching the South Interchange. Northbound I-15 a little heavy and slow at the Bangerter Highway exit in Draper, and then again between 114th up to the Southtown Mall at about 106 South. May have a problem there. We'll keep an eye on it. If you're on I-15 in Utah County, problem-free right now. Westbound on the 21st South Freeway, heavy and slow from about 9th West over to the West Belt, where there is an accident over to the left shoulder. After that, you're clear all the way to Mountain View. Eric?
Looks like you got a new crash southbound Bangerter Highway. If you're out in Riverton, this is on the bend at 134 South. And as you proceed to go eastbound, and you do have some delays in that area. Other crashes out there, Mountain View Corridor 3500 South. That is really backing up on the southbound side all the way to the 201 highway. And you've got eastbound slowdowns too approaching that same intersection. You got a crash over on the shoulder at Warm Springs Road if you're coming out of downtown on I-15, and that may be part of the reason you've got some slowdowns from 600 North up to that point, but the rest of the way looks good all the way to Ogden. Three-time Tony Award winner Patti LuPone celebrates the 25th anniversary of her acclaimed concert Matters of the Heart, featuring love songs from Broadway classics to hits by today's top songwriters. One night only. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Air quality remains top of mind as we head into this week. Mostly sunny skies today with hazy conditions at the valley floor, high of only 39. Overnight, 24 degrees. We'll go to partly cloudy skies tomorrow with a high of 39, but air quality continues to dip off into the orange. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
In Salt Lake City, we've been parked all afternoon at 39 degrees. We're streaming live on the KSL News Radio app. You're listening to Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. It's 412.
It's the dawning of a brand new year, and NPS is here to make sure that new year is wonderful by helping you, all of our families, buy at great, great prices. You know, each and everything in the store, any given day, is 20 to 70% off. And then they have additional sales. They change all the time. New things are coming into each of the stores, and you can save even more at NPS. And of course, if you're looking to eat a little healthier this year, NPS has the great produce. They have things that you are looking for to make sure your family eats well and eats healthy. And of course, there are many things for your home as well at greatly reduced prices. NPS, it is the nice place to shop and the nice place to save. Each of their locations, 2 in Salt Lake City on Empire, 1 in Orem, and 1 in Layton. NPS for the brand new year.
Trying to make sense of the markets? Looking to diversify out of all the craziness? Thinking about tangible assets like precious metals? Listen to The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels right here on KSL at 3 p.m. Sunday afternoons. Stay up to date on retirement trends, how the IRA rollover process works, and why investors are turning to physical gold. Kenny is a national talk show host with decades of experience in the markets. Tune in for Kenny's Insights and The Gold Show this Sunday afternoon at 3.
Since 1947, Whipple Service Champions has been Utah's most trusted name for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical services. Got a high-priced repair bill from another company and you're just not sure about it? Call Whipple. Get a free no-pressure estimate or bring in their quote for an honest second opinion totally free. Whipple Service Champions is Utah's first place for second opinion since 1947. Call 385-273-7167 for your free estimate today. 385-273-7167.
Your ultimate destination to explore the latest vehicles from top brands is the Utah Auto Expo. See the hottest new cars, trucks, and SUVs. You can even get behind the wheel and test drive several new models right at the show. We've got exotics, classics, customs, and more. We even have vehicles to get you into the great outdoors. Bring the family. There's fun for all ages, including Subaru Loves Pets and more. The Utah Auto Expo, the 16th through 19th at Mountain America Expo Center with plenty of free parking. More info and tickets at autoshowutah.com.
When I have an asthma attack, I feel scared.
Prevent your child's next asthma attack. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS. Visit www.noattacks.org or call your doctor, because even one attack is one too many. Brought to you by the EPA and the Ad Council.
KSL News Time 4:15. The three things you need to know this hour first.
A Utah lawmaker is proposing a new bill that says the only way to have a legally recognized relationship in Utah is to officially get married. That would do away with any unofficial or common law marriages. I'm KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson.
Second, Wyoming liquor stores say if you're banned from buying alcohol in Utah, don't expect to be able to cross the border to get your booze in Wyoming. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
Slow and go and stop and go delays southbound on Mountain View. They start prior to the 201 junction and continue through West Valley, where we have an accident adding to these delays at 3500 South. Also slowdowns westbound on the 21st South Freeway, 9th West over to the West Belt. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
The weekend is here and temperatures are looking a little cold. I'm Kevin Eubank.
Well, the weekend is definitely not here. We can tell you it's going down to 24 overnight. Right now in Salt Lake City, 39 degrees at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios now. Our top national stories
from ABC News. I'm Mike Dubusky. The news that Fed Chair Jerome Powell is being investigated by the Department of Justice sent reverberations through Congress and Wall Street today. In a video message last night, Powell said the investigation is part of the Trump administration's attempt to pressure the Fed into lowering interest rates. Officials in Minnesota are taking ICE to court, claiming the Immigration Enforcement Agency has committed a slew of legal violations. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy reports.
Minnesota's lawsuit alleges ICE is violating state sovereignty under the 10th Amendment, using excessive force on protesters, making warrantless arrests, and retaliating against Minnesota's elected Democrats. The suit seeks a federal judge's order to end ICE's recent Twin Cities surge. In response, a DHS spokeswoman says state and local sanctuary policies are the exact reason ICE surged to Minnesota in the first place. She adds, "We have the Constitution on our side on this, and we look forward to proving that in court."
Tensions continue to simmer in Iran after 2 weeks of anti-government protests there. President Trump now says the U.S. is not ruling out military intervention. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
I think one thing President Trump is very good at is always keeping all of his options on the table, and airstrikes would be one of the many, many options that are on the table for the commander-in-chief.
Pro-government demonstrators took to the streets in Iran today in an effort to counter the anti-government sentiment. And in New York City, 15,000 nurses went on strike this morning, pushing for better wages and improved staffing at city hospitals. Aretha Morgan is an ER nurse at New York Presbyterian and a director at large with the New York State Nurses Association.
To have one nurse with 20 patients in an emergency department where people are bleeding, having heart attacks, strokes, it's just not safe for patients.
New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani also walked the picket line today. You're listening to ABC News.
KSL News Time 4:18. The Washington County Sheriff's Office is reopening a 55-year-old cold case.
A woman found murdered in the Gunlock area of southern Utah in 1970 may have another chance at justice. Investigators believe they may now have the tools to solve her murder.
And a warrant has been approved to exhume the remains in order to see if time and technology can assist in the identification of this Jane Doe. As time has passed, the requirements to conduct this type of investigation have changed, and the Investigations Division is currently working on getting all of the requirements in order before they are able to continue with their investigation.
Sergeant Alfred from the Washington County Sheriff's Office shared that they plan to exhume the woman's body to collect DNA evidence 11 years after a similar effort failed when they could not locate the body because they didn't dig deep enough. Cameron Elliott, KSL News Radio.
The host of KSL's Cold podcast, Dave Cawley, tells Midday that new genealogy databases and technology open new opportunities for police to investigate cases like this one, especially when the victim is still unidentified.
A case goes cold because they run out of leads to investigate. And what we're seeing here is that, this investigation hit a brick wall multiple times over the last 5 decades. But now somebody at this, involved in this investigation thinks they have a path forward to maybe try to find these remains and get some DNA testing done.
Cawley says that sometimes all it takes to reopen a cold case is interest from a single officer who thinks that a case is worth looking into again. KSL News Time 4:19 now. Our traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Supercharge your savings at uccu.com. So, Ricky, where do we stand?
We have some slow speeds on that southbound drive of I-15, scattered from Murray at 45th South to 114th South. Northbound I-15, a little busy and slow in Draper, approaching the Bangerter Highway exit. And again, from 114th South up to 90th South in Sandy. Westbound on the 21st South Freeway, it is bogged down going from I-15 over to the West Belt and from Mountain View into Magna. We're looking at a good drive on the east side freeways of I-80 and I-215, as well as I-15 in Utah County. Eric?
Well, we normally do have slow down southbound on the Mountain View corridor, going down to 35th South in West Valley City, but it's accentuated today because of a crash right there in the middle of that intersection. So it's single file over on the right to get by there, and the backups are heavy and slow all the way back to the 201 highway. You've got northbound slowing now a little bit heavier coming out away from downtown, going up to 600 north, and a patch of it just ahead between Rose Park and Warm Springs Road, where you have a crash as well. It's over on the shoulder. Northbound Legacy Parkway, a little bit slow now going through West Bountiful, and you've got some I-15 brake tapping going through Farmington, heading through Davis County. Your ultimate destination for the hottest new cars and trucks, off-road vehicles, exotics, and more is at the Utah Auto Expo, the 16th through 19th at Mountain America Expo Center. Tickets at autoshowutah.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast. It is haze day after day. I got a high of 39 today, hazy, mostly sunny. Orange air quality likely, partly cloudy by Tuesday, 39. 39 again, locked in on Wednesday, mostly sunny, hazy. Keeping that nasty air in play on Thursday, 40 degrees, mostly sunny. By Friday, there's a slight chance we can mix things out. Passing storm to our east could mix us out a little bit, 41 the high. We'll go to 43, mostly sunny on Saturday. Sunday, 43 again, mostly clear. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
So a bad air week, and I didn't hear the word snow once in that 7-day forecast. Right now, 39 in Salt Lake City. Oh, yes, it's hazy. We'll check the markets in just a moment.
Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
Utah is one of the best places to live, work, and raise a family. But for many Utahns, the dream of owning a home is slipping away. Home prices have risen faster than incomes, and families are spending nearly 2/3 of what they earn just to keep a roof overhead. From young graduates to grandparents, everyone is feeling the squeeze. Utah needs more homes, the right kinds of homes, so families can stay close and our communities can thrive. That's why Utah Workforce Housing Advocacy created Demand More Supply, a statewide effort helping Utahns understand the issue and take action in their own communities. Because when we work together, we can make housing affordable again for today's families and for future generations. Let's make the dream of owning a home a reality again. Learn more and add your voice at demandmoresupply.com. Demandmoresupply.com. That's demandmoresupply.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
There are many times I thought, I can't do this. I mean, what parent isn't worried about? What am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough? And then I realized, wait, that's being a parent.
Don't worry about being perfect. I've had around 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
The greatest reward for me is he makes me better every day.
I would tell a family considering adopting a teenager that teenager, whoever it is, needs you, and they need what you have to offer.
Taylor's given me hope. He's our son, and that is what he will always be.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
We're watching Utah's money, a 4th member of the $4 trillion club today. Google's parent company, Alphabet, joins NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Apple. Shares jumped on the news that AI Siri is going to be powered by Google Gemini. So up goes Google into the club. Another record for gold. The precious metal jumped 2% today. For the first time ever, it's worth more than $4,600 an ounce. Some analysts say with turmoil in Washington and around the globe, gold remains a good bet, at least for now. Aldi is expanding. The discount grocer is set to open 200 new U.S. stores. Aldi has no locations in Utah. Maybe we get one of the new stores. They've yet to announce the locations. Wall Street today, the Dow up 86 points. It closed at 49,590. The S&P gained 11 points. The NASDAQ picked up 63.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Happy New Year, Susan. I really appreciate you picking up the bill for lunch.
I'm happy to. One of my New Year's resolutions is being better with money. So I've started using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for buying gas.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I earn cash back just for buying the gas I was already buying.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play and start earning cash back on everyday gas purchases. Use promo code RIDER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents per gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code RIDER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RIDER. Code RIDER.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
My name is Tom.
My name is Cindy.
We give to and volunteer with United Way at our community free health clinic.
We know our time and money are going to the right places.
We don't just wear the shirt.
We live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
KSL News Time 429 traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the nines. We're brought to you by UCCU Transfer Savings. Earn more. UCC, you love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
Slower speeds southbound I-15 from Murray at 45th South to the Southtown Mall, again in Draper. Approaching Bangor Highway, northbound I-15, spots of slowing scattered from 146th South up to 90th South, and delays westbound on the 21st South Freeway, 9th West to the West Belt. Eric?
Got southbound delays over on Bangor Highway approaching 35th South, but that may be the way to go instead of Mountain View Corridor. That is really tied up because of a crash southbound at 35th South. On the southbound side, those delays go back immediately as you exit the 201 highway. So maybe 5600 West, although that's slow, that might be a better option going into West Valley. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Our Tuesday morning will start off with temperatures in the mid-20s, and then afternoon highs will be near 40 degrees, so pretty similar to how things were on Monday, if anything, just a touch warmer. We have the chance for some morning fog to develop as well, and then once it lifts, it'll give way to mostly sunny skies above the haze. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Devin Mashuli.
In Ogden, still a little sunshine, 39 degrees, 40 in Provo. Down in St. George, sunshine and 52.
You're listening to Jeff Caplan's Afternoon News
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM
and 1160 AM.
Good afternoon, 4:30 at KSL. Jeff Caplan here, 39 degrees. KSL's top story. The Utah County Attorney's Office is refuting the claim that they wouldn't be able to fairly prosecute the Charlie Kirk murder case. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson with the story.
In a now unsealed filing, the Utah County Attorney's Office denies there's a conflict of interest for one of their prosecutors. Tyler Robinson's defense team claimed last month that the Utah County Attorney's Office had a conflict because one of the prosecutor's adult children attended the event where Charlie Kirk was shot. As it was unfolding, they texted their father, who was with Utah County Attorney Jeff Gray at the time. The Utah County Attorney's Office says the prosecutor's child didn't actually see the shooting or the aftermath of it, but was simply rushed away in the crowd. That means they aren't a witness they would use in this case. They also state that their fear on the day of the shooting didn't create any lasting trauma for their family that would impact their ability to be a prosecutor in this case. The judge will likely weigh in on this motion when Robinson is expected back in court on Friday. Heather Peterson, KSL News Radio.
Charlie Kirk's murder encouraged colleges all over Utah to take a long, hard look at the way they handle active threats. Now the University of Utah has come out with new guidelines for public safety. Former FBI agent Greg Rogers told Midday the changes include video training for staff and students, something that he suggests swapping out for more hands-on learning.
I would like to see much more practical training. I just think it's much more effective. It leaves a better impression on the people that you're dealing with. I think it's much more helpful than just asking them to voluntarily watch videos.
Changes are also including updates to emergency response protocols to match the state's K through 12 schools and upgrading the campus alert systems. A man was arrested in Sandy yesterday after police say he stabbed his own grandmother multiple times. KSL News Radio's Reagan Edelman with details.
Court documents say that witnesses saw 18-year-old Andrew Gutierrez leaving an apartment in Sandy with a knife in hand. Police were called to the apartment where they say they found a 54-year-old woman with numerous stab wounds in her chest and arm, a bloody chef's knife on the floor, and blood throughout the house. Gutierrez, her grandson, was later arrested near 9000 South and State Street. Police say that he had recently been released from the Utah State Hospital for mental-related issues, and he's now being investigated for aggravated assault and domestic violence.
His grandma was rushed to the hospital, critical condition for surgery today. Police say she is stable. Salt Lake police are still trying to solve the murders in a church parking lot last week, but it is tough going. Even with 2 dead, more injured, authorities working the case in Rose Park say some of the witnesses still won't cooperate with the investigation. It's believed some of those involved in the shooting spree have gang ties. KSL News Time, 4:33. Our top national story, officials in Minnesota are taking ICE to court, calling the immigration operation there illegal.
Minnesota's lawsuit alleges ICE is violating state sovereignty under the 10th Amendment, using excessive force on protesters, making warrantless arrests, and retaliating against Minnesota's elected Democrats. The suit seeks a federal judge's order to end ICE's recent Twin Cities surge. In response, a DHS spokeswoman says state and local sanctuary policies are the exact reason ICE surged to Minnesota in the first place. She adds, We have the Constitution on our side on this, and we look forward to proving that in court.
ABC Stephen Portnoy. Democratic Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona is suing the Pentagon after he was censured by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Senator Kelly says the Pentagon violated his constitutional rights, punishing him for participation in a video that calls on troops to resist unlawful orders. President Trump says Iran is ready to negotiate with the U.S. as the anti-government rallies continue over there.
The White House says President Trump is keeping all options on the table when it comes to potential action against Iran. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
And airstrikes would be one of the many, many options that are on the table for the commander-in-chief.
Leavitt said the special envoy Steve Witkoff has spoken to Iranian officials, and the president wants diplomacy to be the first option.
He's told all of you last night that what you're hearing publicly from the Iranian regime is quite differently from the messages the administration is receiving privately. And I think the president has an interest in exploring those messages.
Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
A new Utah State University model predicts that wildfires is anticipating a rapid rise in them over the next 2 decades. We're going to be seeing more here. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis reports.
Department of Wildland Resources Professor Jim Lutz and his team compared days when the temperature was over 80 degrees and found that it's a reliable predictor for wildfires. He says if this continues, the amount of forest land burned in 2050 could be up by 60%. The important thing, though, is to know that this is preventable.
Lutz recommends the states use this information to come up with better wildland fire management decisions. The Tooele Army Depot is letting people know they're going to be conducting outdoor operations on the North Area Test Range through the day, so you may be hearing the loud booms or you may see smoke coming from the range. Nothing to be alarmed about. KSL News Time 4:36. First look traffic. Ricky's here. Is there anything to be alarmed about?
A new accident reported northbound I-15 in Sandy by the mall, 106 south, but out of traffic. But the problem area is Mountain View Corridor. We have this crash at the intersection of 3500 South and Mountain View. It's causing unusually heavy southbound delays. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
So, Ricky, do I sound that bad at this point?
You still kind of sound kind of nasally.
Yeah, I'm trying to power through. It was a rough flu. My wife also had it, but who do you think had it worse? Stay here. My Minute's on the way next.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Do you want to walk, play pickleball, and enjoy other fun activities to stay healthy, but you can't because of bad feet? Hi, this is Mike, and the Good Feet store wants to help.
I just had difficulty walking. I tried them on in the store, and my foot felt so much better.
Do you keep buying new shoes and inserts with little or no relief?
I tried all kinds of shoes. It was the arch supports that made the difference from the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet, knees, or back problems get in the way of staying healthy and having fun.
Thanks to the Good Feet store, I bowl in 3 nights a week.
Get back to doing what you love. At the Good Feet store, we'll personally fit you with high-quality arch supports to maximize your comfort. Stop in the Good Feet store or book your free fitting at goodfeet.com. We have locations in Farmington, Riverton, and Sandy.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Ready to win? Head to KSL.com/win for your chance to score big. This week, you could win tickets to see the legendary Patti LuPone live on January 26th at Abravanel Hall. Don't miss your opportunity to experience one of Broadway's most iconic voices in an unforgettable live performance. New contests are added all the time, so there's always another chance to win big. Don't miss out. Visit KSL.com/win today and enter to win. That's KSL.com/win.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. One of my coworkers caught a cold last week. As her voice briefly became frail, she persevered, she powered through it, didn't miss a minute of work. Then I got a cold, and I quickly texted my boss, not coming in tomorrow, sick. The difference is I had a man cold, a sickening rendezvous of mucus and my nostrils that left me gasping for air, crying for mercy, praying for my very soul.
He's got the fever. Oh, he's got the fever.
I felt so run down I could barely focus. It was so unnerving, my stomach got upset, and I was crying for Mama Women, stop rolling your eyes. I know, I've seen the research that a man cold is baloney.
Even after adjustment for other variables, men were significantly more likely to overrate, that's in quotes, their symptoms in comparison with the clinical observer than were women.
But there are also studies that show a man cold can be worse than a mom cold. The National Institute of Infectious Disease says there's strong evidence that men have weaker immune systems. Women, strong like bull. Men are weak and pathetic in the face of illness. No joke. At the beginning of the pandemic, far more men ended up in the hospital. When a woman gets sick, Johns Hopkins Medical School says their immune system pushes the pedal to the floor and releases more inflammatory proteins that prompt healing. In men, the immune system acts the same way I do when I'm watching the game and my wife asks me to take out the garbage. In a minute, honey. He's got the fever. Oh, he's got the But please know, women typically report more severe symptoms when they get a cold. This is because their bodies are fighting harder against the infection, the fever, the congestion, being overtired, all are because women are fighting the good fight against the virus while men are whining, I don't feel good. This is why the Urban Dictionary defines a man cold as, quote, more painful than childbirth. You can roll your eyes now.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together now, brought to you by UCCU. Supercharge your savings at uccu.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
Some of the typical slowdowns southbound I-15 between 53rd and 90th South and again in Draper. Northbound I-15, another day of delays going through Draper up to the Bangor Highway exit, but then you're clear after that until you hit 2100 South, where it's a little crowded and slow on the way to the downtown exit. We're seeing delays ease quite a bit westbound on the 21st South Freeway. Still busy in spots between Redwood Road and Bangor Highway. Then again from Mountain View into Magna. I-15 in Utah County, the first signs of traffic building and slowing just a bit. It's on the southbound side of I-15, Pleasant Grove to Linden. Eric?
Still stacked up and slow from 201 Highway down to 35th South. If you're southbound on Mountain View Corridor, that's a place where we usually have delays even without a crash, but today you got a crash. It looks like it may have just cleared the intersection, but the damage has been done not only to the participants, but to the traffic flow. As soon as you leave the 201 Highway, you're going to be in major slowdowns. Bangor Highway also pretty slow going from 201 down to about 4100 South. Then you got northbound and southbound slowing on the west belt between 201 and I-80. Homeowners, Gillette Services is putting $1,000 in your pocket with a rebate on new installations, and you pay nothing until 2027. Call 385-GET-HEAT for your free estimate. Comfort now, pay later. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
We're expecting the next few days to be very similar. Each morning from Tuesday through Thursday, starting off in the mid-20s, with afternoon highs on either side of 40 degrees. At times, we'll have some high-level clouds passing through, but it will generally be mostly sunny. And there's a chance each morning that we could start off with some morning fog that could reduce visibility. As well as with the haze in place, we'll have degraded air quality likely through the rest of the work week. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Deb Mashuli.
Yeah, we have the smog, 39 in Salt Lake City. So is it the end for common law marriage in Utah? And did we ever have it in the first place? Stay here. The story's just ahead. We're streaming live on the KSL News Radio app right now. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
And it's a word that man can eat at all. When things are big that should be small. Who can tell what magic spells we'll be doing for us? And I'm giving up my love to this world, only to be told I can't see, I can't breathe, no, my will be. And nothing's gonna change the way we live.
You've taken down the decorations and the house feels a little empty, so make a reservation, get out of the house, and enjoy an amazing dinner at Ruth's Chris. You can keep on making merry and enjoy a night out where you'll be treated like royalty. If you were truly fortunate, maybe you got a Ruth's Chris gift card for the holidays. Prepare to be dazzled by a 5-star dining experience, whether it's Ruth's Chris downtown, an excellent place for dinner before a jazz game or a show, or if you head up the mountains to snowy splendor at Ruth's Chris at the Hotel Park City, a spellbinding steak awaits. It'll be served by the friendly staff on a sizzling hot plate precisely the way you want. I pick the filet medium well, but whatever you choose, it's yours. yours, dripping in butter or smothered in blue cheese or Oscar style, or order the chicken, the lamb, the seafood, and the comfort food side dishes. A cozy night is waiting for you. Brighten up the winter doldrums. I love Ruth's Chris. You will too.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
KSL News Time 446. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
a viral video from a Salt Lake City business owner is fueling pushback against the state proposal to rename Harvey Milk Boulevard for Charlie Kirk, with supporters planning to bring their petition to the city council. I'm KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera.
Second, an 18-year-old was arrested in Sandy over the weekend. Police say he stabbed his grandmother multiple times. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
Mountain View Corridor is just jammed up tonight southbound, with the delay starting before the 201 junction, in part due to an accident that had been blocking lanes of traffic at the intersection of 3500 South. Also seeing traffic filling in and slowing down northbound I-15 from I-80-201 to downtown. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Valley haze will continue to worsen as temperatures are rather steady near 40 degrees. I'm Devin Mashuli.
39 at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios now. Our top national stories.
ABC News, I'm Mike Dabusky. Markets closed the day somewhat calmer than how they started as investors reacted to the news that Fed Chair Jerome Powell is facing a criminal investigation from the Justice Department. Powell says it's over comments he made to Congress about renovation efforts at the Fed, but also raised concerns the Trump administration is trying to pressure him to lower interest rates. Minnesota and Illinois, alongside the cities of Chicago, Minneapolis, and St. Paul, are suing the Department of Homeland Security and the Trump administration. Those areas have seen a surge of federal immigration troops in recent months, and last week, Renee Good was shot and killed by an ICE agent. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey.
We are not asking ICE not to do ICE things. We are asking this federal government to stop the unconstitutional conduct that is invading our streets each and every day.
And 15,000 nurses in New York City went on strike today. This is ABC News.
KSL News Time 448. In order to have a valid marriage, a new bill in Utah proposes that you actually have to get married. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson explains.
State Senator Todd Weiler has proposed a bill that would take the ambiguity out of common law marriages.
This is the idea that even though you never got married, that the law
should treat the relationship as a marriage.
Weiler tells Inside Sources that while Utah doesn't technically do common law marriages, there's such a thing as unsolemnized marriages, which means a court can recognize a long-term couple as married. This helps if they break up or if someone dies, and shared assets need to be divvied out. Weiler's bill hopes to make it so that if you haven't officially gotten married by May 6th, the relationship would have no valid legal standing. Weiler says he's already hearing there may be pushback against the bill, but he plans to push it forward at the upcoming session. Heather Peterson, KSL News Radio.
KSL News Time 4:49. Wyoming liquor stores trying to get the word out. If you are banned from buying alcohol in Utah, don't expect to buy alcohol by crossing the border. No.
A new Utah law bans people with extreme DUI convictions from buying alcohol, and that ban will be printed right on your driver license. To be considered extreme, a person was driving with a blood alcohol content of 0.16 or higher, or they were driving above the legal limit combined with other controlled substances. The Cowboy State Daily spoke with liquor stores along the Utah-Wyoming border. They all said if a Utah license says no alcohol sales, they'll enforce it. Technically, the Wyoming stores don't have to, but they tell the paper they don't want to do anything that might put their liquor licenses at risk. Randall Jepson, KSL News Radio.
KSL News Time 4:49. Traffic and weather together. It's brought to you by UCCU. Supercharge your savings at UCCU.com. Ricky, all yours.
A lighter than normal Monday afternoon drive. We'll take it. But what's left of your southbound commute? It is bogged down between 53rd, not quite to 90th South, and then again in Draper from 123rd South to 146 South. So if you're traveling westbound on the 21st South Freeway, that has cleared out quite a bit between I-15 and the West Belt, but it's still heavy and slow. Redwood Road over to Bangerter, and then again Mountain View into Magna. Northbound I-15, a little crowded and slow. Bluffdale up to Bangerter Highway, and then again 2100 south to downtown. And I-15 in Utah County, a spot of slowing going southbound, leaving American Fork into Linden. Eric?
Scouting out your drive, northbound 15 going through Davis and Weber counties. There's a little bit of slowing here and there from Rose Park up to the north interchange. And it looks good pretty much the rest of the way, all the way to Ogden and southbound from Ogden through Riverdale and Roy. No problems this afternoon. Still major slowing on Mountain View Corridor southbound from 201 Highway down to 35th South, where that crash at least has been cleared. Bear Lakes Winterfest is January 30th through 31st. Race the epic Monster 5K, brave the costumed monster plunge, and cheer on the cardboard boat regatta. Discover more winter fun and book your weekend at bearlake.org. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
The KSL 7-day forecast starts off with morning lows Tuesday in the mid-20s with an afternoon high near 40. Wednesday and Thursday will be very similar with highs near 40 degrees. We'll warm slightly Friday with a high of 42. And then into the weekend, early next week, highs will be slightly above normal in the mid-40s. Each day looks like it'll be mostly sunny with valley haze, so that means degraded air quality, as well as a chance each morning for some morning fog to develop. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Devin Mashuli.
39 degrees. Your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance. Sorry, my voice. Performance Automotive Bountiful. We'll check the markets in just a moment. Stay right here.
Jeff Caplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality. Like Mussolini and Kennedy. I'm the cult of personality. The cult of personality.
I ask not what your country can do for you.
This is Derek Miller speaking on business. Since its founding in 2002, Health Equity has been dedicated to helping individuals better manage their health care and finances, empowering them with tools and resources to live healthier, more secure lives. CEO Scott Cutler joins us with more.
Health Equity exists to save and improve lives by empowering healthcare consumers. As CEO, I know health benefits are a growing cost for employers and for families. Medical bills continue to rise with little transparency. As the nation's largest administrator of health savings accounts, serving 17 million customers and managing approximately $33 billion in assets, helping employers manage healthcare spend is core to what we do. HSAs help families save, spend, and invest in healthcare, giving greater control and a triple tax advantage, while enabling employers to offer more affordable, higher value benefits. At Health Equity, we're building the future of consumer-directed healthcare by deepening education, simplifying the experience, and expanding access so more people can benefit. Founded in Utah and headquartered in Draper, we're proud to contribute to the state's growing health innovation economy. If you're an employer or benefits leader, visit healthequity.com to make healthcare more affordable and your benefits a true competitive advantage.
Health Equity is helping Utah families manage healthcare with tools that make it simpler and more affordable. Through innovation, they're giving employers and families clearer insight and control over healthcare spending through HSAs. I'm Derek Miller with the Salt Lake Chamber, speaking on business.
Women go through many changes in their lives. And we believe each milestone matters. That every new candle represents another step in your story. Our healthcare experts support women at every stage of life. Because each chapter deserves to be celebrated. Women's health. Nurture what's next. Find care near you at mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health. Human kindness lives here.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah. 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Just a programming note here on KSL News Radio. We're going to wrap the show early. The Jazz are in Cleveland facing Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs. That takes place in about 5 minutes. At 5 o'clock, we'll bring you the opening tip-off and the rest of the game right here on KSL News Radio. Right now, we have breaking news. A lawsuit has been filed against the Davis School District. The plaintiffs argue the school officials failed to protect several students at Davis High School who complained about a male soccer coach acting inappropriately. This lawsuit accuses Saule Fangsavath of grooming several girls on the soccer team. The lawsuit was filed on behalf of some of these girls who say when they complained, nothing was done. The plaintiffs also argue they were penalized by the coach and their soccer team for speaking up. KSL News Time 4:56. We're watching Utah's money on Wall Street today. The Dow managed to end the day to the upside. It was shaky at the open, but the Dow finished up with a gain of 86 points of 49,590. The S&P up 11, the NASDAQ up 63 points. Soon Siri is going to start thinking for herself, and the AI will come from Google. Apple has chosen Google Gemini to make Siri smarter, and investors a little bit richer. Google and Apple stock were both up slightly today on the news. KSL News Time 4:56.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today, 801-207-9900. That's 801-207-9900.
Annuities, not advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
This is Andy Farnsworth with One Kind Act a Day's Minute of Kindness, brought to you by the Semnani Family Foundation. In downtown Salt Lake City, a group of dedicated volunteers are turning worn-out bicycles into life-changing gifts. Free Bikes for Kids Utah collects used bikes every fall, then restores each one, all so children who might not otherwise have one can experience the joy when riding. President Nick Ekdahl says the mission is simple. Every kid deserves a bike. Many mechanics and volunteers spend weeks cleaning, repairing, and safety checking hundreds of bikes, prepping them for the annual giveaway day as a Christmas surprise where every child receives a fitting bike with a helmet. For volunteers like Ben, the reward is seeing kids light up as they ride for the first time, showing proof that a small act of kindness can spark big moments of happiness. How can you give back to your community during Christmas? Find out more at thepowerofkind.org. That's thepowerofkind.org.
Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes, brought to you by UCCU. Transfer savings, earn more. UCCU, love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
A new accident in Draper at the on-ramp to northbound I-15 at 146 South. Spots of slowing southbound to I-15 scattered from Murray at 53rd South through Draper, and slow westbound on the 21st South Freeway, 9th west to just past I-215's West Belt. Eric?
Big time slowdowns continue in West Valley City, southbound on both Mountain View and Bangerter. Mountain View had a crash 35th South earlier that plugged up things even more than we usually have, and we have it right now super slow from the 201 highway down to that intersection. Bangerter from 201 down to 4100 South, that's slow. Northbound coming out of downtown, just a little bit of brake tapping going through the Beck Street area. Whipple Service Champions is Utah's most trusted name for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical services. Call 385-273-7167 for your free estimate today. I'm Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
So you know that morning fog where you can't see like 2 feet in front of you, say on I-80 near the lake? We could see that tomorrow morning. More likely we'll see it on Wednesday morning. Haze and fog are a part of the picture for the next few days.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
They're 22-18. So when George Niang was with them, in 52 games they lost 10, and in about the same time period they've lost 26.
So to add to that,
yes,
this time last year they were 34-6.
Right.
So they're behind last year's pace. Now maybe injuries have a lot to do with that. But David, the conversation I just told you we had going out to the bus this morning with George Niang was just about that. When they felt that they needed certain defensive player in order to win a championship or something like that, they traded and they got Hunter. And obviously they didn't get it done. So he was filling me in on everything. And when I said I was just listening, yes, I was just listening. He was venting.
Shoot Around Report next with Utah Jazz Game Day Network.
Jazz Bantam Basketball is the statewide competitive league for boys and girls in grades 3 through 8. As an official feeder and development program for Utah's high school basketball teams, Jazz Bantam delivers the ultimate basketball experience, featuring fall and winter sessions, All-Star Saturday, and statewide playoffs at each grade level, built to give back and reinvest resources into Utah schools. Jazz Bantam Basketball is proudly sponsored by America First Credit Union, Health Equity, and Rush Funplex, united to elevate Utah schools and communities through one-of-a-kind basketball experiences. Visit jazzbantam.com today.
I'm not from this country, and so I was also on the verge of, can I actually pursue my case? My name is Ariel, and I was in a car accident. Siegfried and Jensen, they decided to take my case and decided to go and protect me as a person. This goes for those people that are not from this country. It is possible for you to get attention and for you to feel safe. Siegfried and Jensen took care of me, and they'll take care of you too.
Here for you 24/7. Call Siegfried Jensen for your free consultation.
They'll take care of you.
Layton Construction and the Utah Jazz have joined forces in an exciting community program aimed at enhancing the lives of local residents through the refurbishment and construction of basketball courts in our community. This collaborative initiative reflects their shared commitment to fostering positive change and building what matters in the communities we live and play in. Together, we are committed to improving our shared community spaces. Want a court in your community? Applications are ongoing and can be submitted at utahjazz.com/communitycourts.
Hey there, cleans every inch of chrome car washer. We like your style. Are you turning the line into a parking lot while cleaning the same spot for a third time? You know it. But your impressive attention to detail means you've got the freshest ride on the road. Literally and figuratively. So when it's time for the next new truck to scrub, try Ken Garf for listening skills as thorough as your scrubbing technique. Hey, we hear you.
Utah Jazz, shoot around a fort. Ron Boone, what do we got?
Well, it's a couple of things, David. One is the fact that they might try to take advantage of and target Merrill, and they might try to target Garland on the offensive end. The other one is, you'll have to help me out here, but they think that the Cavaliers' crash rate is very, very high. And I didn't know if crash rate meant offensive rebounds or what like that, but you know better.
They are the third highest crash rate in the NBA, which means they are the third most guys to the glass. They're not a particularly great offensive rebounding team, but they do send guys to the glass to the 10th best offensive rebounding team. That is your shoot-around report, brought to you by Doug Smith Kia. Pick a day and roll into Doug Smith's new Kia dealership in Linden with some of the most meanest crossovers on the road. No one knows Kia like Doug on the Utah Jazz Game Day Network.
It's football season, and before you host the big game, make sure your great room is ready. Right now, RC Willey has incredible savings on everything you need. Relax in comfort with new recliners, sectionals, and home theater seating. Top brand TVs are in stock for immediate delivery, and you'll also save on home theater systems too. And with RC Willey's flexible financing options, it's easy to get your home game day ready. Upgrade your space with RC Willey today. Click to see our selection.
Level up your business spending with Bill. Their corporate cards plus free software can help you automate expense reports, track employee spending, and close your books faster. Plus, they've got an exclusive offer for Utah Jazz fans. Sign up for Bill Spend and Expense, and you'll get $500 back when you spend your first $500 on a Bill Divvy corporate card. Now that's a slam dunk. Learn more and get started at bill.com/Utah Jazz.
One act of appreciation can change someone's whole day, and a culture of appreciation will transform an entire organization. AwardCo gives you the tools you need to build moments that matter, with flexible recognition, meaningful rewards, and a platform designed to celebrate the people who make your organization better every day. Visit awardco.com to learn how you can build better culture, drive more engagement, and make work a happier place, one employee at a time.
Utah Jazz fans, check out the official Utah Jazz Watch Party presented by Michelob Ultra this Thursday, January 15th. Come enjoy the game at the Huddle Sports Bar and Grill, 2400 Fort Union Boulevard in Cottonwood Heights. Meet jazz dancers, win prizes, and cheer on the Utah Jazz this Thursday at the Huddle Sports Bar and Grill, 2400 Fort Union Boulevard in Cottonwood Heights. The official Utah Jazz Watch Parties are presented by Michelob Ultra, official partner of the Utah Jazz. Must be 21 years of age or older. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, this is Will Hardy. Here's tonight's starting lineup.
At point guard,
Keontae George, CSU University.
Driving, fading off his left foot and tickling the twine. Keontae George.
At shooting guard,
Svi Mikhailuk from Ukraine.
Mikhailuk on the right side. Crosses over Holmgren, drives, scoots the left-hander up and in. He's shook him.
At small forward,
This is Cody Williams.
Lobs to Cody, goes up and hits the rim on the dunk, shoots off the glass and in.
At power forward,
Lowry Markkinen from Finland.
Who outlets to Markkinen, and Lowry takes one step to the basket and dunk.
And at center,
I broj 30 iz Bosne i Hercegovine, rođen u Tuzli, Jusuf Nurkic.
Bounces to Nurkic, powers through Hayes, pushes him away with the left hand, finishes with the right hand, and scores it. Those are your Utah Jazz starters tonight here in Cleveland. The Jazz come in at 13-25, 17th ranked offense, 30th ranked defense. Jazz take the 13th most threes in the NBA. They make the 19th rate. The Jazz are the 20th best shooting team overall, 11th best offensive rebounding team, 6th best team at getting to the free throw line. Lowry Markkinen is your leading scorer at 28 points a game, followed by Keontae George at 24 and Jusuf Nurkic at 10. Nurkic is also averaging 10 rebounds, Lowry averaging 7 rebounds. Keontae is your leading assist guy at 7. Your best three-point shooter is Svi Mikhailuk at 38%, with Taylor Hendricks and Keontae George also at 37%. Cleveland Cavaliers are 22-18 on the season. They are 8th offensively, 14th defensively. Their offense over the last 10 games has been top 5. They're the 17th best three-point shooting team. They take the 6th most. They're the worst in the NBA at defending the three-point shot. They're the 10th best team overall at shooting, 6th best team in turnovers. They're led by Donovan Mitchell's 30 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists a game. Evan Mobley's averaging 18 points and 9 rebounds. Darius Garland's averaging 18 points and a team-leading 7 assists. And their leading three-point shooter is Sam Merrill at 46%. Let's go downstairs for their starting lineups.
It's time to meet the starting lineup for your Cleveland Cavaliers. First, we have the guards. He's from Vanderbilt, number 10, Darius Garland. The other guard, he's from Louisville, number 45, Spider, Donovan Mitchell. Now we have the forward. First, he's from Utah State, number 5, Sam Merrill. The other 4, he's from USC, number 4, Evan Mobley. And he's starting at center, he's from Texas, number 31, Jared Allen.
These mountains, forged by pressure, shaped through time. This is mountain basketball.
The Utah Jazz hit the road again as January rolls on, opening a week-long road trip in the home of rock and roll. That's right, Cleveland, Ohio, where the amps are loud, the history is heavy, and tonight's stage belongs to the Jazz and the Cavaliers in their first meeting of the season. Old friends tend to find each other on tour, and this stop brings a familiar headliner. For the 5th time, Utah goes head-to-head with Donovan Mitchell. The 6-time All-Star has his Cavaliers sitting 7th in the Eastern Conference, a step back from last year's breakneck pace. But Cleveland has found its rhythm again, 6-4 in its last 10, punctuated by a statement win over Minnesota in its most recent outing. The Cavs may not be topping the charts right now, but they're starting to sound a lot more like themselves. For Utah, the void once left by Mitchell has found a new voice, and it's growing louder by the night. 1:15 to play. Keontae jumped the passing lane. Keontae's going to Pater. Keontae with a dunk. Keontae George is taking the league by storm, playing with confidence, swagger, and a fearless edge that fits the bright lights on a night like this. Tonight's guard matchup feels like a passing of the guitar. Mitchell, the established star who once rocked this franchise, versus George, the rising act. To steal the spotlight, it's speed, shot making, and creativity on both sides, with each possession a chance to drop a new riff. Jazz, Cavs, next on the Utah Jazz Game Day Network.
Tip-off is now.
David, I'm watching the three-point line for both of these teams. Both teams are 35%, and they like to get up threes, and I'm really concerned with Donovan Mitchell's walk-up threes in the half court.
You should be. He takes the second most amount of off-the-bounce threes of anyone in the NBA. The only guy that takes more, James Harden. And he's hitting 37% of those threes. Yusuf Nurkic, Jared Allen to jump it up. Double tap, bounces around, and Nurkic actually ends up with it. Cody Williams making the start for the Jazz tonight. Bryce Sensabaugh out of the starting lineup. Cody swings it left side to Nurk. Back to Keontae. Off a Nurk pick, he works with the left hand into the maroon paint, floats a right-hander up, and he's fouled. He'll get free throws. That lets us go right to the scouting report. Let's go to Jazz assistant coach Scott Morrison and what the Jazz want to do offensively tonight.
Try to create some mismatches. They got some guys that we can get an advantage on. Garland, namely, Merrill, depending on who we're getting them switched on to. A lot of those guys are terrible defenders, but size-wise, someone like Lowry would have an advantage on them. They're going to probably switch. When Allen and Mobley run together, they're going to switch together, so setting screens with someone other than our big for Lowry would be something we could look at.
And who picks up the first foul of the ball game? Garland.
Garland and Donovan playing together. Cleveland's not been quite right this year, but they look fabulous in their last outing. The question is, have they clicked in? Jazz put a little tepid full court pressure on. Donovan catches it all the way up the front court, drives the baseline, back out to Mobley, who's an average three-point shooter, maybe below average. He nicks the front iron, no good. Cody on the run, Cody to the rim. Cody got body bumped, no call. This is the layup, rebound out of bounds off Cleveland. Wow, how did he not get a whistle there?
Almost ended up in the first row.
Mobley got him clearly. but no whistle. Jazz will inbound. Just 14 on the shot clock underneath their own basket. Deontay holding. Release valve is Nurk. He gets it on the corner.
Kind of crowded over there.
Now Nurk by himself with 8 on the clock. Bumping and backing the 7-foot Allen. Hooks it up short. Rebounds loose. Out of bounds off Cody. Cleveland had a good game against Charlotte earlier in December that may have turned the cage for them. They had back-to-back bad losses to Chicago before that. Turnover. Mikhailuk driving, gets it knocked away by Garland from behind. Garland's slow moving. I think he got hit below the belt. Driving as Donovan gets caught in the air, throws it by Merrill, has to save it to the midcourt. Garland with 10 on the shot clock. Left-hand drive into the paint, lost the basketball. Steps through on Mikhailuk, too hard with a layup. Rebound Nurkic. Nurk to the front court. Deontay veers right. Retreats back out, has Mobley, who's a pretty good defensive player. In fact, defensive player of the year last year. Tries to lob it down low to Nurk in the post. It never got there. Intercepted. Fast break the other way. Cleveland on the run. Jared Allen dunking an alley-oop.
Yeah, you get a mismatch there in the middle of the lane. You see Jared Allen was expecting that. He released off of his man and came up with a steal.
Cleveland runs well. Third best team in the league offensively off turnovers. Lowry. Drive into Allen. Hook shot off the window and in. 4-2 Utah.
I think the Jazz can score on this team. They give up 117 points a ball game.
They are the 14th best defensive team in the league. Merrill has been on fire. Misses the 3 right side. Kylie off a Lowry pick. Driving at Merrill. Throws to the corner. Stolen by Garland. Outlet by Garland. Goes to Lowry instead. They're no longer teammates. Lowry driving to the basket is fouled. I don't know if Garland saw those beautiful curly locks of Lowry Markkanen and thought, oh, that's my teammate. No, he's not anymore.
Kind of sloppy here at the beginning of the ball game, huh?
Feels that way. Last year, Cleveland got out of the first round and then fell in the second round to Indiana, which was a disappointing playoff result. Markkanen misses the free throw. And this year they just, after that incredible start of a year ago where they went 15-0 to start the year, this year they just kind of muddled around. Lowry's second free throw. Lowry last 5 games averaging 30 a game. And 54% from the field, 36 from 3. He's been fabulous. 5-2 Utah. Allen turns the corner on Nurk, gets the lane, spins back, comes back with a hook shot, no good. Rebound Nurk. Deontay on the near side with the orange shoes and the white uniform. Veers to his left off a double stagger. Flares back out to Markkanen. Tough 3, short. Running it down is Cody. Got it above the free throw line. Good hustle rebound. Deontay left side. Rise and fire off the bounce 3. Rattles home. Utah leads at 8-2. 3 minutes played. Garland right side. Played briefly at Vanderbilt for his college career. Pulls for an off the bounce 3. Front rim, no good. Nurk rebounds. Outlet to Key. Kind of surveys the scene in a tepid early action. Now crosses over. Pulls for another 3. Back rims it, no good. Merrill, the former Utah State Aggie and bountiful Brave, brings it up to Mitchell. Donovan driving at Cody in the lane. Flares to the corner. Mobley for a corner 3. Brick. Wow, that never got higher than the rim. Lowry leads the break. Merrill steps in front of him. Blocking foul. Lowry can't finish. Merrill takes the brunt of it as Lowry bulldozed him to the ground. And Lowry will get free throws.
Kind of hard backpedaling and trying to stay in front of a player.
The only thing I'll say on Lowry watching the replay, Ron, is I don't think he was certain of whether he got a charge or a block. So instead of finishing the play, he looked to the official to see what Simone Jelks, I think that's Simone Jelks,
yes,
call was, and took his eye off the basket, so he missed the layup, and he was going to get continuation. And he just missed the free throw.
I saw that as well. But he's missed 2 free throws already.
Unusual.
Does not happen that often.
He makes that one. Lowry comes in to the free throw line and hovering near 90% on the season. Merrill left side. Keontae defending. Merrill in the starting lineup now. Came over from Milwaukee, a free agent signing a year ago. To Allen in the lane, little floater, no good. Jazz lead at 9-2 as Lowry comes to the front court. Left side to Nurk. Back cut, Keontae catches in traffic, finds Cody. Left corner three for Cody's not close. Donovan rebounds. Donovan, hard drive, stop, pop, short. Rebound Lowry, turns and leads the break himself. Sees 4 maroon jerseys, thinks better of it. Now works on Donovan. Back up top to Key. Mobley defending. Donovan guarding Lowry, so Lowry's going to try to get him in the post. Bullet cross court to Cody. He drives, kicks to Nurk, cuts past to Mikhailuk. Pump fake penetration. Back to Cody. Right corner three. Good.
Hello.
That is basketball right there. That basketball went on a strange, long trip. And it was beautiful. 12-2. Jazz lead it by 10. 7:36 left in the first quarter of the Utah Jazz Game Day Network.
This is Cody Williams, and you're listening to Utah Jazz Basketball.
From on-court skills to off-court confidence, set them up for success and sign up for Junior Jazz today at juniorjazz.com. Sponsored by LVT.
For over a century, one name stands above the rest when it comes to ice cream and bringing families together. Far Better Ice Cream creates magical moments, one delicious scoop at a time. From your favorite childhood flavors to exciting new combinations, Far's has something to satisfy every craving. Visit your local grocery store and take your favorite Far's flavor home with you, or grab a scoop during the game. Far Better Ice Cream, bringing families together for more than a century, one scoop at a time. Far Better Ice Cream, only the best for family and friends.
KSL Sports, Utah's sports leader, connecting you with your favorite local teams and the action you love. Live game coverage and news with KSL Sports Zone Radio, KSL 5 Television, and KSLSports.com. Live and streaming, insider analysis, and podcasts from the pros. Utah's sports leader, KSL Sports. On air, online, and on the KSL Sports app.
The buzzer is ringing. The game is about to begin. Jazz fans, time to elevate your game with Ruffles Crunchy Ridges. Whether you're chanting in the arena or hosting the ultimate watch party, don't forget to pick up a bag of Ruffles potato chips. So make it cheesy, make it spicy, make it tangy. Choose the flavor that speaks to you. Ruffles, proud partners of your Utah Jazz.
What's better than a credit card with low interest? How about one with no interest? For a limited time, when you open a new America First Visa credit card, you'll enjoy 0% APR for the first 6 months. Transfer your balances from higher rate cards to your new America First card to consolidate debt and potentially save yourself a lot of money. That's 0 interest for 6 months. Interested? Then hurry to AmericaFirst.com to apply today. Introductory variable annual percentage rate is subject to membership, eligibility, terms, creditworthiness, change, and conditions. Other limits and requirements may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal opportunity lender.
Coach's Sound Flash.
It really surprised me. I thought teams were shooting earlier in the shot clock. We still try to get it up and try to get the first good shot early in the clock. It's when the defense is the most vulnerable.
It doesn't surprise me. I think at this point, we're all chasing shot quality. I think people talk about pace and playing early in the clock because in theory, that's when you can get great opportunities, especially against an unset defense, to get on the rim.
Okay, so who did Hunter? Oh, he comes in for Merrill. Boy, Donovan checks out. They got 3 new players in the ball.
12-2, Jazz with an early start here. In Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell goes out, Evan Mobley goes out. Cavaliers will play 3 different groupings, basically. Garland and Allen play together, and they lob a pick and roll right here, and Allen finishes. But this is the group that has not been right for them this year, as Mikhailuk goes coast to coast and lays it up and in. Ron, when you look at Cleveland this year, when they have all 4 of their stars on the floor, Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, and Allen, as a 3 from Hunter in the left corner goes up, back rim no good. They've been fine. They're basically exactly what they were last year. They were +8 last year, and this year they're +9 last year. They're +8 this year. Then they'll play Donovan and Mobley together. That group's been fine. Last year it was plus 11. This year it's plus 9 as Nurkic floats it up and in. And the Jazz take a 16-4 lead. But this is the group that's not okay. This group last year was plus 8. This year is minus 5. So that's a 13 point per 100 possession difference. Largely because Darius Garland has not been right. Garland working the right side. He's had a foot injury. His hierarchy 3 is short. Cleveland can't buy one. Lowry grabs the rebound and runs. Mikhailuk on the far side. Wiggles to his right. Shoots the 3 and hits. And Utah leads this 19-4.
Did we see this the other night in Salt Lake City?
We did, the other way. 14-2 run by the Jazz. Make it it should be 17-2 if it gets off that last basket. That was a 3. Right side, Tyson from the top, no good. The second-year player out of Cal. Cavaliers are shooting 15%. Deontay, left-hand drive into Nurk. Steps by Garland, misses the 3-footer, gets his own rebound. Powers it back up, misses again. The rebound comes down to Cleveland. 19-4. And the Cavaliers try to play with pace and throw it away.
I found that interesting, though, with the comments that you made before the ball game to both coaches about
pace of play.
Pace of play.
The average time all you ever hear right now in the league is how fast everyone's playing. The average possession time in the NBA has not changed in 8 years.
After so many players, coaches,
I was stunned,
saying that we want to play fast, we want to shoot early in the shot clock, and
all right, stunned. Deontay drives, finds a slicing flip to the basket, and lays it up and in. Kyle Filipowski, who's been in a little bit of a doldrums, gets an early layup, 21-4. Tyson driving, loses the ball, now gets it back on the ground, knocked away, and they call a timeout before the Jazz can tie him up for a jump ball.
And Kenny Atkinson was out at midcourt.
Utah leads 21-4. So if you believe in the distributive property of sports, this means that if Charlotte were to play Cleveland, they would beat them by 71 points. Next, coming back with more on the Utah Jazz Game Day Network.
This is Kyle Filipowski, and you're listening to Utah Jazz Basketball.
Woodley Real Estate, a proud sponsor of the Utah Jazz, is a full-service commercial and residential real estate firm helping clients invest, buy, sell, lease, and develop real estate. With over 20 years of experience, they've represented individuals from seasoned investors to first-time homebuyers and businesses from publicly traded companies, including Qualtrics, Vivint, and Domo, to Silicon Slope's fastest-growing startups. Woodley Real Estate, finding homes for Utah's businesses and the people who run them. Learn more about Woodley Real Estate at woodley.co.
Select Health, how can we help?
Representative.
I'm ready to answer any questions you have.
Representative.
I'm Sam.
Representative.
It sounds like you said representative. One moment. Select Health, how can we help?
Finally. Hi, I have a question on copays.
I can help with that.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Dear ski trip, the Toyota RAV4 is your season pass for endless fun. Want to carve up a back road on your way to the slopes? The RAV4's available all-wheel drive keeps you confident, and available heated seats keep you cozy. A suite of top-notch safety features watches your back. Unlock the magic of winter with a new RAV4. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Merchantic, taking a merchant-first approach to payment processing. We believe your business deserves more than just a transaction. By prioritizing the needs of our merchants, we deliver customized solutions that actually work for you. We keep our client base close so we can focus on what really matters. Strong, personal relationships and hands-on support. From seamless payment systems to expert guidance, we're here to help your business grow. Visit merchantic.io to learn more. Merchantic, official partner of the Utah Jazz.
Players Sound Flash.
Tough night too, just things weren't really falling for us offensively either. But we can't let that play into our minds, even though they're hitting a lot of good shots, and we can't really make anything. That obviously had a small part to do with it, but can't let that affect us on the defensive end.
Yeah, just sharing the ball, playing with pace. We know that's our advantage. Getting to our spots, like I said, sharing the ball. Just keep being resilient. That's what we got to do this year. It's not been perfect for us every night, but showing resiliency, continuing to fight, continue to get better. That's how it's got to be.
Player sound flash. Kyle Filipowski, Utah State Aggies, Sam Merrill. That's brought to you by Freddy's. DeAndre Hunter gets into the lane and floats a right-hander up and in. Make it 21-6 Jazz. Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, serving up fresh frozen custard and cooked-to-order steak burgers in 8 locations with more on the way. Keontae on the far side. Right side, Sensabaugh. Pull up midi for Bryce is no good because he was fouled by Hunter. Jazz fans, we're on the road for a while, but that doesn't mean you can't join us. Well, not directly. But the Utah Jazz fans, check out the official Utah Jazz watch party presented by Michelob Ultra this Thursday, January 15th. Come enjoy the game at the Huddle Sports Bar and Grill at 2400 Fort Union Boulevard in Cottonwood Heights. Meet Jazz dancers, win prizes, cheer on the Utah Jazz this Thursday at Huddle Sports and Grill at 2400 Fort Union Boulevard in Cottonwood Heights. The official Utah Jazz watch parties are presented by Michelob Ultra. Official partner of the Utah Jazz must be 21 years of age or older. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. The Orlando, Florida kid, Bryce Sensabaugh, makes both free throws, and the Jazz go up 23-6. Here comes Darius Garland, the diminutive guard for the Cavaliers. Swings it left side, and putting on the floor is Porter, and he spins and loses it out of bounds.
Watching that rotation the Jazz had defensively, David, looked just like practice this morning. Absolutely perfect.
Porter Jr., who's now playing instead of Lonzo Ball, who's been taken out of the rotation. Right side, Keontae. Over the top to Sensabaugh. Jared Allen in space, the defender. They reset. Two-man game between Sensabaugh and Keontae. Sensabaugh works Allen, fades back, misses the jumper. Garland on the run. Sensabaugh back. Filipowski shadowing. Garland tries the second route. Not there. Here comes Porter Jr. to the rack. Layup good over Cody. They're putting full court pressure on Keontae in the backcourt. Porter Jr. picks up full court. Donovan and Mobley getting ready to check back in. We talked about it earlier. The two guys hit heads, no whistle. Skip pass over the top. Bryce, the left corner, short on his shot, and it's on his tippy toes. Went up with a shot, missed it. Long outlet. Here's Hunter, closed by Filipowski. Kicks to the top to Garland. 3-ball good. Jazz defense in transition was not very good right there. Kevin Love on the floor. Jazz defense this year with Love at center is about a 133 rating, which is in the 0 percentile of all defenses. 23-11. Love throws it away. Outlet, Tyson lobbing. Allen, he can't do anything with it. Tries to throw it back to Tyson. He has to run it down outside the lane. Drives into Love off the glass and in, plus the foul.
His first team foul in the quarter. Timeout, Utah.
Jazz take a timeout. Will Hardy, I think, is going back to the transition defense of the previous possession when Kyle Filipowski had a wild, poor closeout in the corner on Hunter, who's not a great three-point shooter, not knowing personnel at all. He drove, kicked out to Garland, who's a good shooter. Bryce Sensabaugh gave a halfway closeout on Darius Garland. Those are the kind of plays where they need their guys to be playing smarter, more personnel smarter than they were on those plays.
Yeah, like I said earlier, they had a great rotation a couple of plays ago, David, where they were covered, everyone kept the ball out on the perimeter and challenged the three-point shot from the corner. So I can see why you make substitutions, and you have different guys out there on the floor, and it just didn't happen.
Stanley is proud to team up with Utah Jazz to help Utah communities for every Jazz steal this season. Stanley is donating $19.13 in honor of their founding year. All proceeds benefit Tree Utah and their mission to improve Utah's quality of life by enhancing the environment through tree planting, stewardship, and education. It's all part of Stanley's commitment to create a less disposable, more sustainable life and world. The Jazz and Stanley steals. Tyson will go to the free throw line, second-year player. He's had a fabulous run here. What a college career he had. He started at Texas, transferred to Texas Tech. Coach got fired before he got there. Then he transferred to Cal.
Still in the being a number one
20th
first round pick.
20th pick of the 2024 draft, having a very good year, averaging about 13 points a game. 23-14, Lowry bumping and backing on the right side, works through the middle, kicks to Filipowski. Kyle sets up Collier. Mobley defending. Left side, Sensabaugh. Ball fakes Donovan, drives, no lot of contact. Out to Collier, 3-ball, good. Isaiah Collier from the top.
Well, if he makes that, that really opens up things.
Yeah, he has to. It would be incredible. Porter. Outside, Tyson penetrating. Stopped. Cross-court pass, Porter. Wide open. 3-ball, good. Literally nobody on that side of the floor. I'm not sure that's the worst thing ever. He's not. Might be the guy you're willing to let take a three there. Sensabaugh left wing. Jazz lead at 26-17. Bryce playing two-man game with Filipowski. Pass deflected, turnover. Push ahead, Tyson. Skips it to a slicing Hunter. To the rim. Goes up to dunk it. Met at the apex by Lowry and stolen. Or blocked. Jazz have it. Love to Sensabaugh. Right corner three. Buries it. Nothing left to do but smile, smile, smile. 29-17. Donovan for three. Good. He's incredible. 30 points a game. 29-20. Collier. Quick drive in the paint. Bounces to Lowry. Left corner three. Missed it. Makes about 45% of those.
Donovan fourth in the league.
Tyson bullets a pass over the head of Mobley. Was not guarded at the rim. Jazz got lucky there. 29-20. Jazz by 9. 1:34 left first quarter. Tyson is on Lowry. He's probably their best defender. Jazz trying to get him free. Can't. Collier works to the left side. Swings the top to Lowry. Now he puts a hard right-hand drive on the deck to the cup. And it popped out, but what a drive and a foul. Lowry looking up saying, how's that not go?
Yeah, that first step he had on, he was already by Tyson on that first step.
Talked to Lowry today about his time here. He said it was wonderful. Lived in a suburb about 25 minutes away. Really liked it, and said really more than anything else, it was just such a great time for him considering what had been going on in Chicago for him. He only spent a single year here. But by the end, things were pretty toxic in Chicago for him.
Yeah, and his biggest complaint to us anyway, or to the media in Salt Lake City, was when he got there was he didn't want to be, and he didn't use these terms, I'm paraphrasing, put in a box to the point where they just used him as a designated three-point shooter.
31-20, Jazz by 11 as Lowry makes the free throws. He's already missed two tonight, no more misses. Porter given space on the right side. Drives with the right hand into Filipowski. Fades back. Too hard with the shot. Lowry snares his fifth rebound. Long cross-court pass by Sensabaugh, stolen by Mitchell. Mitchell drives, puts up a floater, missed it. Sensabaugh comes back to get the rebound to try to rectify his error. Lowry driving, head down, pass to Collier. He penetrates, stops. Flares to Love in the right corner. 4-3. Kevin Love back at home. With 41 seconds left, James Williams, who's a nitpicking official, sets it back to 42.1. Jazz by 14. Jazz are 6 of 11 from 3. Cavaliers are 3 of 10. Here's Donovan. Career highs across the board for Donovan Mitchell. And he rises and fires on a 2-for-1. Back rimmed it, no good. Gets it back. Wiggles on Filipowski. Flips up the right-hander, no good. Rebound to Love. 34-20. Jazz by 14. Cavaliers shooting 33%. Jazz 48. Collier works to the right side of the floor. Two-man game with Lowry. He drives the baseline to the rack. Tries to find a slicing Filipowski. Turns it over. Donovan out in front. Coco's not here, so he lays it up and in. I don't know if she's here or not, but he says he only dunks when his fiance's in the building. Love for three at the horn from the top. No good. 34-22. Jazz with a fabulous first quarter, bouncing back from a dreadful game against Charlotte and lead last year's #1 seed in the Eastern Conference by 12 at the end of one of the Utah Jazz Game Day Network.
This is Bryce Sensabaugh, and you're listening to Utah Jazz Basketball.
As the official bank of the Utah Jazz, Zions Bank understands that you can't win without the right strategy. We're more than just your bank. We're your neighbors. With 118 convenient locations to serve you, coupled with the ease of mobile banking in the palm of your hand. Whether you're opening your first account or building your nest egg, Zions Bank is here to support your journey. Smart plays, stronger finances. Visit us online at zionsbank.com or stop by your local Zions Bank to learn more.
It's the Bullfrog Spa's New Year sale event, January 8th through 19th. Save up to 40% on select hot tub and swim spas floor models, plus incredible savings on new 2026 options. Bullfrog Spa's hot tubs and swim spas feature the patented jetpack therapy system for personalized comfort, performance, and relaxation. Hurry, sale ends January 19th. Visit your nearest Bullfrog factory store today or online at bullfrogspas.com.
Utah Jazz front row seats are up for grabs. Now is your chance to win front row Jazz tickets and be a part of the Ultra Courtside experience. Win front row seats to a Utah Jazz game, courtesy of Michelob Ultra. Enter to win online at utahjazz.com/Ultra Experience for your chance to see all the great action of a Utah Jazz game. The official Ultra Courtside experience is presented by Michelob Ultra, proud partner of the Utah Jazz. Enter to win front row Jazz tickets online at utahjazz.com/Ultra Experience. Must be 21 years of age or older. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Turn up the cleanliness at your restaurant, healthcare, or industrial business with Alsco Uniforms. Alsco Uniforms, the official sponsor of the Utah Jazz Mop Crew. Alsco has you covered with crisp uniforms, hygienically clean linens, floor mats, and of course mops delivered weekly. But that's not all. Alsco Uniforms also offers weekly services for first aid and restroom supplies. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Visit alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's ALSCO.com.
Utah Jazz taking advantage of Cleveland's worst defensive three-point shooting defense in the NBA, goes 6 of 12 from three in the first quarter. Cleveland is last in the NBA in opponent three-point defense. 38.5% is what opponents have shot this year. Kenny Atkinson said, yeah, that could be luck, but we need to be better. Jazz come out with Collier, Mikhailuk, Love, Markkanen, and Filipowski. Mitchell, Merrill, Mobley, Hunter, and Tomlin for the Cavaliers. And Merrill gets knocked to the ground by Isaiah Collier off ball. Your officials tonight, James Williams, Brett Barnicky, and Simone Jelks. We did not have a choice. They came whether we wanted them or not. They were invited, but we cannot send them home. Jelks, by the way, played at USC. And they're pretty good. Mobley hands to Donovan. Takes the second most off the bounce threes of anyone in the NBA. To Hunter. Hunter bounces into the corner. The corner's not there anymore.
There's that practice pass I tell you about a lot. You know, he's thinking he was there, and it's just an automatic pass, and he had already vacated the area.
Here comes Collier. Guarded by Tomlin, who's a long, lengthy defensive player. Blows right by him, hangs in the air, gets the cup, scoops with the right hand off the window and in. Beautiful move by Isaiah Collier, and the Jazz lead by 14. Donovan spinning. Mikhailuk reaches in with a left hand and fouls. Isaiah Collier going down the road feeling good.
So quick.
36-22. And Donovan goes to the line. I asked Kenny Atkinson before the game how Donovan Mitchell has gotten better.
Forget the stats. How about just leadership? He's in a great place in his career. 28, 29. He's kind of seen it all. He knows the locker room. He has a great feel, kind of when to get on the guys, when not to. I have a good relationship with him. And, you know, it manifested itself when we're, kind of really struggling this year. He was the beacon and the voice of reason, great perspective. And I'm not sure that was the case when he was 24.
Talking to Coach DeKufis before the game is working with the Cavaliers. Just as Donovan's been just amazing off the floor, working, setting an example. He makes both free throws here. Finished 5th in the MVP voting last year. Collier at the top. Collier, bounce pass, skip pass, goes through the wickets of Love for A great croquet moment, but not a good basketball moment.
Remember Donovan got the starting nod?
Because Rodney Hood had a upset stomach?
Yeah, whatever.
Well, probably appropriate to talk about on today. Left side, Merrill knocked away and fouled by Mikhailuk.
That's, boy, it looked like he beat Merrill.